planet offers an astounding variety of breathtaking destinations, welcoming over 1 billion tourists each year. Known for its natural wonders and world-class attractions, the world is home to some of the most unforgettable travel experiences. From the ancient streets of Cusco to the historic city of Cape Town, here are the best places to visit in the world. Chefchaouen, Morocco. Chefchaouen, also called the Blue Pearl of Morocco, is known for its calm atmosphere and streets painted in countless shades of blue. The Chefchaouen Medina is the center of it all, with every wall, doorway, and stairway painted blue, creating a surreal setting. As you move through the steep winding alleys, the colors seem to change with the light. Not far from the winding streets is Plaza Uta El Hammam, the main square and social center of Chefchaouen. Right beside the square stands the Kasbah, a 15th century fortress with high red walls. Inside, you can walk through peaceful gardens. As you move toward the edge of the Medina, the sound of running water leads you to Ras El Ma, a small waterfall just outside the eastern gate. From Ras El Ma, a path leads uphill to the Spanish Mosque, a white structure built in the 1920s that overlooks the entire city. The walk takes about 25 minutes, but when you reach the top, you're rewarded with one of the best views in Chefchaouen. Tallinn, Estonia. Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, is a city where old-world charm meets modern creativity. It's small enough to explore on foot, and every turn brings something new to see. The best place to start is in the Old Town, known as Vanalin. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is one of the best preserved medieval city centers in Europe, with its narrow cobblestone streets and colorful houses that tell stories from centuries past. A short climb takes you to Tumpia Hill, which overlooks the Old Town below. While on Tumpia Hill, the Alexander Nevsky Cathedral stands out right away with its black domes and golden crosses. Built in the 19th century during Russian rule, it remains a striking example of traditional Orthodox design. Inside, you can see detailed mosaics, icons, and an ornate altar that reflect the craftsmanship of the era. Heading back down from the hill brings you to Town Hall Square, or Rekia Platz. This has long been the main gathering place in Tallinn and continues to be filled with activity throughout the year. Nearby, the town hall pharmacy, known as Reptig, has been serving people since 1422. Inside, it still functions as a pharmacy, but also displays old medicine jars, herbs, and historic tools that show how medicine was practiced centuries ago. For a more relaxed setting, Kadriorg Park is a short distance from the Old Town. This area combines open green spaces, fountains, and walking paths lined with trees. The Kadriorg Palace sits at the center and now houses the Kadriorg Art Museum, which focuses on European art. To experience Tallinn's creative side, head over to the Telliskiyi Creative City. Once an industrial complex, it has been turned into an area filled with art and design studios. Murals and street art cover many of the walls, and local designers sell handmade clothing and crafts. Tromsø, Norway. Tromsø in northern Norway is often called the gateway to the Arctic and the Paris of the North. It's a city that combines quiet charm with striking natural surroundings, making it a place that feels both calm and full of energy at the same time. Start your time in the city center on Tromsøya, where most of the daily life takes place. Storgata, the main pedestrian street, is lined with wooden houses and local shops. The Tromsø Cathedral, known as the largest wooden cathedral in Northern Europe, adds a peaceful presence in the middle of the city, surrounded by views of the sea and mountains. Across the Tromsø Bridge, the Arctic Cathedral stands as one of the most recognizable landmarks in northern Norway. Inside, light filters through a massive stained glass wall that creates a calm, reflective atmosphere. Not far away, the Fjellheisen cable car offers one of the best views in all of Tromsø. Closer to the harbor, Polaria stands out with its design that looks like large blocks of ice pushed together by the sea. Inside, you can watch bearded seals swim gracefully during feed sessions and learn about Arctic wildlife and marine research. A short walk from there, the Polar Museum provides a window into Tromsø's past as a center of Arctic exploration, filled with stories and artifacts from old expeditions. When night comes, Tromsø becomes one of the best places to see the northern lights. Watching the green and purple lights move across the Arctic sky creates an experience that stays with you long after the night ends. Sardinia, Italy. Sardinia, also known as Sardinia, is the second largest island in the Mediterranean Sea. Although it belongs to Italy, it stands apart with its own traditions and language. Cagliari, the capital city, is a good starting point. Built across several hills, the Castello district rises above the rest of the city, where you'll see stone buildings, historic churches, and local shops that give the area a warm and simple charm. Down by the coast, Poeta Beach stretches for miles, with fine sand and calm water that make it an easy spot to relax. Not far from Cagliari, Nora Archaeological Park gives you a look into Sardinia's ancient past. Once a Phoenician and later Roman settlement, the site stands beside the sea with stone ruins and colorful mosaics still visible today. Heading northwest, the town of Agero shows another side of Sardinia carrying traces of Spanish and Catalan influence from centuries of rule. The streets of the old town are narrow and filled with character, and the 16th century ramparts along the sea are a popular spot for an evening walk. A short drive from Agero leads to Grotta di Nettuno, or Neptune's Grotto, one of Sardinia's most striking natural sights. Here, you can reach it by boat or by climbing down the Escala del Cabirol, a staircase carved into a cliff. Inside, the large chambers are filled with stone columns and pools that shine under the cave lights. Further north, La Maddalena Archipelago offers some of the clearest waters in the Mediterranean. This national park is made up of small islands and islets surrounded by bright, shallow seas. On the northeastern coast, Costa Smeralda is known for its clear emerald water and upscale atmosphere. The main town, Porto Cervo, was designed for luxury travelers, but its charm goes beyond the yachts and boutiques. Continuing east, the Golfo di Orosei and Bonnet coast reveal the island's wild beauty. The coastline is lined with steep cliffs, deep caves, and small beaches tucked between the rocks. Inland, Sardinia's ancient roots appear at Su Nuraghe di Barumini. This archaeological site is the best preserved example of a nuraghe, a stone tower built by the island's prehistoric Nuragic civilization. These towers and circular walls have stood for more than 3,000 years, so walking through them gives you a sense of how advanced and organized the people of this era were. Alhambra. The Alhambra in Granada, Spain, is a remarkable complex that served as a palace, fortress, and citadel reflecting centuries of art, design, and history. Its name, Goalat Alhambra, means the Red Fortress, a reference to the reddish hue of its walls built from compacted earth. The Nasrid palaces are the most admired part of the Alhambra. As you move through the courtyards and halls, you notice detailed plasterwork, wooden ceilings, and colorful tiles that form geometric patterns. The Mekshawar, one of the oldest sections, was once used for meetings and official gatherings. Its tile designs and lattice windows show the early architectural style that shaped the rest of the complex. Close by, the Comares Palace offers a calm and balanced setting. The Patio de los Arrayanes, or Court of the Myrtles, is at its center, with a long reflective pool surrounded by myrtle bushes. Inside the tower, the Hall of the Ambassadors served as the throne room, where rulers received important guests. Next, the Palace of the Lions displays another side of the Alhambra's beauty. Its central courtyard, the Patio de los Leones, features a marble fountain supported by 12 carved stone lions. Inside, the Hall of the Two Sisters and the Hall of the Abencerrajes stand out for their mucanas ceilings, a honeycomb-like design that shows remarkable precision and craftsmanship. Outside the main palace walls, the Generalife served as the Sultan's summer retreat. It was built to provide comfort and rest away from the formal setting of the palaces. The Patio de las Acequia, or the Court of the Water Channel, is one of the most well-known areas. The water jets and long pool create a peaceful sound and a cool atmosphere, surrounded by greenery. The Alcazaba, the oldest part of the Alhambra, stands as a reminder of its defensive past. This area was once the military base that protected the royal complex, giving a clear sense of its strength. Here, the Torre de la Vela, or Watchtower, offers wide views of the surroundings. Within the same grounds, the Palace of Charles V introduces a different period in history. The large circular courtyard inside a square exterior makes it distinct among the Alhambra's buildings. Lake Como. Lake Como, also known as Lario, is one of northern Italy's most scenic places. Found in the Lombardy region, this glacial lake is shaped like an upside-down Y. At the center, where the three branches of the lake meet, is Bellagio, often called the Pearl of Lake Como. In Bellagio, narrow cobblestone streets, such as Salita Serbelloni, are filled with small boutiques and restaurants. A short walk away, Punta Spartivento gives you one of the best open views of the lake's meeting point. Not far from the center, Villa Melzi Gardens stretch along the water's edge. Across the lake sits Varenna, a colorful village with a quieter atmosphere. The Passeggiata degli Innamorati, or Walk of Lovers, runs along the water from the ferry dock to the Old Town. Above Varenna, the path to Castello di Vezio leads uphill through olive trees and stone steps. The climb is short but steady, and the view from the top makes it worthwhile. Back along the waterfront, Villa Monastero stretches for over 1.2 miles with its terraced gardens filled with Mediterranean and exotic plants, shaded walkways, and stone benches facing the lake. Across the lake, the Tremezina area includes several towns worth exploring. In Tremezo, Villa Carlotta stands out for its large botanical garden and art collection. At the southern end of the lake, the city of Como brings more activity while still keeping a relaxed feel. The Cattedrale di Santa Maria Assunta, or Como Cathedral, stands tall in the main square with its Gothic and Renaissance design. Inside, the soft light from stained glass windows highlights paintings and tapestries that fill the large hall. Heading north, Bellano offers something different. The Orido di Bellano is a narrow gorge formed by the Piorverna River. Wooden walkways run through the rock walls, allowing you to stand above rushing waterfalls and watch the water cut through the stone. If you like walking, the Sentiero del Viandante, or Wayfarer's Path, follows the eastern side of the lake. The trail passes through stone villages and open viewpoints between the towns, such as Varenna and Bellano. Antelope Canyon. Antelope Canyon is one of the most famous slot canyons in the world. Found on Navajo Nation, it's a sacred place to the Navajo people. They call the upper section Tse Biganilini, meaning the place where water runs through the rocks, and the lower section Hatstistazi, or spiral rock arches. The upper Antelope Canyon, also called the Crack, is the most visited part of the canyon. Its flat sandy ground makes it easy to walk through, and its tall sandstone walls glow with color as sunlight filters down from above. During the middle of the day, from spring through early fall, bright beams of light shine through the narrow openings at the top, creating one of the canyon's most well-known sights. A short distance away, the lower Antelope Canyon, known as the Corkscrew, offers a more active experience. This section requires climbing down metal staircases and moving through narrow paths that twist through the rock. Kauai, Hawaii. Kauai, Hawaii, often called the Garden Isle, is the oldest and northernmost of the main Hawaiian islands. The Napali Coast is one of the most famous parts of Kauai. This remote stretch on the northwest side has no roads, which helps keep its natural beauty intact. Moving inland, Waimea Canyon on the west side of the island offers a completely different experience. Known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, it stretches for miles with deep red and green cliffs, carved over thousands of years by the Waimea River. Continuing up the road brings you into Koke'e State Park, where the forest becomes thicker and the air cooler. Trails like the Canyon Trail lead to Waipo'o Falls, while the Awa Awa Puhi Trail takes you to a ridge overlooking the Napali coast. At the very top, Kalalau Lookout gives you a view that stretches all the way to the ocean. On the east side of Kauai, the Wailua River flows through an area known as the Coconut Coast. Along the way, you can stop to hike to Secret Falls, or Uluwehi Falls, which is tucked away in the forest. Nearby, Wailua Falls drops 80 feet into a pool below and can be seen from a roadside lookout. Not far away, Opiakea Falls offers another scenic view as water flows down a steep volcanic rock wall surrounded by greenery. If you head to the south shore, Poipu Beach Park is one of the most popular beaches on the island. Known for its clear, calm water throughout the year, continuing toward the North Shore, Kilauea Point National Wildlife Refuge offers a wide view of the Pacific Ocean from one of Kauai's most striking cliffs. The area protects nesting seabirds, such as red-footed boobies and albatrosses, which you can often see flying overhead. The Kilauea Lighthouse, built more than a century ago, stands at the edge of the point and is a key part of the view. A short drive west brings you to Hanalei Bay, one of the most beautiful beaches in Hawaii. By the way, I made something to help you travel for less. My Travel on a Dime ebook. I'll share more about it later. Aoraki Mount Cook National Park. Aoraki Mount Cook National Park is located in the central west of New Zealand's South Island and is one of the country's most stunning natural areas. At its center stands Aoraki/Mount Cook, the tallest mountain in New Zealand. The Hooker Valley Track is one of the most popular and accessible walks in the park. This well-maintained trail crosses 3 suspension bridges and leads to Hooker Lane, where chunks of ice often float near the shore. Not far from there, the Tasman Glacier offers another side of the park's icy scenery. It's the largest glacier in New Zealand and ends in a lake filled with icebergs that have broken off from the glacier's edge. Here, you could take a short walk up to the Tasman Glacier viewpoint for wide views of the glacier and surrounding peaks. Another option is the Glacier Explorers Boat Tour on Tasman Lake, which takes you close to the towering ice walls and the deep blue water below. If you're looking for a challenge, the Mueller Hut Route offers one of the best alpine hikes in the park. The route climbs steeply from Mount Cook Village and passes Sealy Tarns, where small mountain ponds reflect the peaks above. For a shorter and easier walk, the Kea Point Track is a good option. The trail is gentle and doesn't take long, but the view at the end makes it worth it with clear views of the surrounding peaks. The Sir Edmund Hillary Alpine Center adds an interesting stop between hikes. Located inside the Hermitage Hotel, it honors Sir Edmund Hillary, one of New Zealand's most well-known mountaineers. The museum and theater share stories about his training in this region and the climbing history of Aoraki/Mount Cook. Another way to experience the park's beauty is from above. Helicopter and ski plane tours leave from Mount Cook Village and the Tasman Valley, offering incredible aerial views of the glaciers and peaks. Vatican City. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, but it holds some of the most remarkable sights on Earth. A good place to begin is St. Peter's Square, a large open area framed by curved rows of columns that form 2 sweeping arms. The Egyptian obelisk is at the center, and it draws your eyes towards St. Peter's Basilica, whose dome serves as a symbol of the Catholic faith. Inside St. Peter's Basilica, the scale and beauty are unforgettable. Built over what is believed to be the tomb of St. Peter, it stands as one of the most important churches in Christianity. Michelangelo's Pieta stands near the entrance, showing Mary holding the body of Jesus with incredible detail and emotion. Not far from it, Bernini's bronze canopy, known as the baldacchino, rises above the papal altar and beneath the central dome. Below the main floor lies the Vatican Grottos, an underground space that contains the tombs of many popes. Deeper below is the necropolis, also called the Scavi. From the Basilica, it's a short walk to the Vatican Museums, which hold one of the largest art collections in the world. One of the most striking areas is the Gallery of Maps, a long corridor decorated with hand-painted maps of Italy from the 1500s. Continuing through the museums, the Raphael rooms stand out for their vivid frescoes. These were once papal apartments, decorated by Raphael and his students. The most famous painting, The School of Athens, shows great thinkers of the ancient world gathered in one grand scene. Nearby, the Pio Clementino Museum displays classical sculptures that connect ancient Rome and Greece to the Vatican's artistic legacy. The Laocoon and his sons shows the struggle of a Trojan priest caught in the coils of sea serpents, while the Apollo Belvedere represents calm and perfection. At the end of the museum path lies the Sistine Chapel, one of the most famous artistic spaces ever created. The ceiling, painted by Michelangelo, is covered in scenes from the Book of Genesis, including the creation of Adam, where the hands of God and Adam nearly touch. On the wall behind the altar, The Last Judgment fills the space with vivid color and movement. Bruges, Belgium. Bruges, also known as Brugge in Flemish, is the capital of West Flanders in Belgium. The city is surrounded by calm canals that follow the line of its old walls, earning it the name the Venice of the North. The historic center of Bruges is the best place to begin. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site that has stayed almost completely unchanged since the Middle Ages. Market Square serves as the city's main gathering point, lined with colorful guild houses. A short walk away, the Belfry of Bruges rises above Market Square. This 13th century tower was once a symbol of the city's freedom and strength. Just a few minutes away is Berg Square, another key part of the city's history. The City Hall, one of the oldest in Belgium, stands here with detailed Gothic stonework that reflects the pride of the city's builders. Next to it is the Basilica of the Holy Blood, a small church that holds a relic believed to contain a cloth with the blood of Jesus. Walking further brings you to the Church of Our Lady, a large brick building with one of the tallest church towers in the world. Away from the main streets, the princely Bezuidenhuis ten Wijngaarden offers a quieter experience. The white-walled houses and grassy courtyard create a peaceful space where time seems to move slowly. If you want to see more of Bruges' art and history, the Gruningsmuseum offers a look at its cultural past. This museum holds paintings by well-known Flemish artists such as Jan van Eyck and Hans Memling, who both lived and worked in Bruges. Not too far, the Museum adds a fun twist to your visit. It's the first museum in the world devoted to Belgian fries. Here, you can learn how potatoes became part of Belgian culture and try freshly made fries with local sauces. A short walk away, Choco's story focuses on another Belgian favorite, chocolate. You can watch how pralines are made and taste fresh samples while learning about the process from cocoa bean to finished treat. Praslin Island. Praslin Island in the Seychelles is the second largest island in the country. It is one of its most peaceful destinations, known for its calm beaches and relaxed pace of life. A good place to start is Vallée de Mai Nature Reserve, a UNESCO World Heritage Site often called the original Garden of Eden. The forest is filled with tall palm trees and giant coco de mer nuts that grow naturally only on Praslin and one other island. As you walk through the shaded trails, you can hear the sounds of birds. The Seychelles black parrot, which lives only on this island, can sometimes be spotted among the trees. A short drive away, Fond Ferdinand Nature Reserve offers a similar but less crowded experience. It covers a larger area and has many of the same rare palms and native plants. After spending time in the forests, the beaches show a different side of the island. Anse Lazio is often listed among the most beautiful beaches in the world. If you want a quieter place, Anse Georgette is a peaceful alternative. The beach is open and clean, with calm water that feels safe for swimming. To experience a livelier area, Anse Volbert, also called Côte d'Or, stretches for a long distance. The shallow water stays calm, making it good for kayaking and windsurfing. Inland, Praslin National Park covers much of the island's interior and gives you another way to explore its natural side. The park's trails take you through dense tropical forests where you can see native birds, tall palms, and granite peaks. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, is shaped by its canals and bridges. The city's layout centers around the Canal Ring, a UNESCO World Heritage Site made up of waterways that curve around the historic center. One of the most interesting sites is the Museum of the Canals, that provides an interesting look at how the city was planned and built centuries ago. Near the canals, the Anne Frank House stands as one of the city's most meaningful places. Inside, Anne Frank and her family hid during World War II, and the preserved rooms where she wrote her diary show the strength and fear that marked that period. A short distance away, the Rijksmuseum highlights Amsterdam's deep connection to art. Inside, you can see Rembrandt's The Night Watch, Vermeer's detailed scenes, and other masterpieces from the Dutch Golden Age. Close by, the Van Gogh Museum tells the story of Vincent van Gogh's life and work. The paintings are arranged so you can follow his growth as an artist, from darker early pieces to bright and expressive works like Sunflowers and The Bedroom. When you need a slower pace, Vondelpark provides a welcome change of atmosphere. It's the city's largest and most popular park, filled with ponds, trees, and open lawns. From the open green space of Vondelpark, it's easy to reach the Jordan neighborhood. Once a working-class district, it now feels like a calm part of the city with a strong local feel. In the city center, Dam Square shows a more active side of Amsterdam. The Royal Palace dominates the square with its stone facade. It's open for tours. The new church sits nearby and often hosts art exhibits and public events. At the center of the square stands the National Monument, a tall white structure honoring the victims of World War II. Not far from here, the Rembrandt House Museum gives a closer look at the life of one of the city's most famous artists. This house, where he lived and worked for many years, is filled with Rembrandt's etchings, drawings, and recreated studio spaces. Another well-known part of Amsterdam is the red light district, one of the city's oldest areas. Beyond its reputation, it holds centuries of history connected to trade, religion, and social change. In the center stands the Oude Kerk, or Old Church, Amsterdam's oldest building. A few streets away, the Begijnhof offers a hidden spot of calm. This enclosed courtyard, surrounded by historic houses, was once home to religious women known as Begin. Porto, Portugal. Porto, often called the Undefeated City, sits in northern Portugal. Start by exploring the Ribeira district, one of Porto's most recognizable areas and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The streets here are tight and winding, filled with tall painted houses that overlook the water. From Ribeira, the Dom Luís I Bridge connects the north bank of Porto with Vila Nova de Gaia. This double-deck iron bridge has become one of the city's most famous landmarks. Across the bridge, Vila Nova de Gaia offers a calm contrast to Porto's busy streets. Back on the Porto side, the Clérigos Tower rises high above the rooftops. A short walk away, Livraria Lelo draws attention with its neo-Gothic design. Inside, the stained glass ceiling casts soft light across the bookshelves. Next, head toward São Bento railway station, one of the most beautiful train stations in Portugal. The main hall is covered with thousands of blue and white tiles, or azulejos, showing scenes from Portuguese history and everyday life. Not far from the station stands Porto Cathedral, also known as Sé de Porto. Built in the 12th century, the mix of Romanesque and Gothic styles creates a simple yet powerful atmosphere. A few streets away, Palácio da Bolsa reflects Porto's history as a city of trade and commerce. The guided tours show you the richly decorated rooms, including the Arabian Hall, known for its detailed carvings and golden designs. Nearby, Igreja de São Francisco appears plain from the outside but surprises you once you step inside. Nearly every inch of the interior is covered in gold leaf, giving it one of the most detailed church interiors in Portugal. Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai, known as the Rose of the North, is the largest city in northern Thailand. It is one of the most peaceful and inspiring places to experience. A good place to start is Wat Phra Doi Suthep, the city's most well-known temple. It sits high on Doi Suthep mountain and shines brightly under the sun with its golden stupa. Back in the city, the old city area holds many of Chiang Mai's most important landmarks. It's surrounded by a square moat and the remains of ancient walls, reminding you of its long past. Inside, you can visit Wat Chedi Luang, where a massive brick stupa rises high above the grounds. Wat Prasing stands nearby with its detailed gold designs and the respected Lion Buddha image. A short walk away, Wat Chang Man is the oldest temple in the city, known for its elephant sculptures and sacred Buddha statues. A short drive from the temples leads you to Warodot Market, one of the oldest and most active places in the city. It's filled with local life, where you can walk through rows of colorful stalls. The market is also one of the best places to try northern Thai dishes, like Khao Soi, a creamy curry noodle soup, and Sai Ua, a spicy sausage flavored with herbs. To see a modern side of Chiang Mai, head to Niman Hamin Road, often called Niman. This area is known for its cafes, shops, and creative spaces, giving the area a lively but laid-back feel. Outside the city, the Buatong Waterfalls, also known as the Sticky Waterfalls, offers something unique. The limestone surface of the rocks makes them non-slippery, allowing you to walk directly up the flowing water without falling. Another place worth visiting is Wat Palat, a peaceful temple hidden in the forest. It's often called the Secret Temple because of its quiet and natural setting. Cusco, Peru. Cusco is located high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, which was once the capital of the Inca Empire. The historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the best place to start. Plaza de Armas sits at the center and has been the city's main gathering place for centuries. Around the square stand the Cusco Cathedral and the Church of the Society of Jesus, both built over Inca foundations. Just a short walk away, Coricancha, known as the Temple of the Sun, shows the precision and skill of Inca builders. Nearby stands the Cusco Cathedral, one of the most important colonial structures in Peru. Inside, you can see detailed artwork from the Cusco School of Religious Art. Moving uphill, Sacsayhuaman overlooks Cusco and gives a strong sense of the Inca Empire's power. The site is made of enormous stone blocks, some weighing over 100 tons, fitted together with such accuracy that no mortar was needed. Back in town, the San Blas neighborhood offers a quieter experience. Known as an artistic area, it's filled with steep cobblestone streets, small workshops, and galleries. Inside the small San Blas church, the hand-carved wooden pulpit stands as one of the most detailed pieces of craftsmanship in the city. For a look at everyday life, head to San Pedro Market, filled with colors, sounds, and the smell of local foods. The market gives you a close view of how people in Cusco live and work each day. Also, you can walk down Hatun Rumiyok Street. The walls along this narrow road once belonged to an Inca palace. The most famous detail here is the 12-angled stone, fitted so precisely that it's become a symbol of Inca architecture. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar, located in the southern part of Bosnia-Herzegovina, is a city shaped by its history. Known for its Ottoman architecture and peaceful charm, the city blends old traditions with daily life in a way that feels natural. The most recognizable landmark is Stari Most, the Old Bridge. Built in the 16th century and later rebuilt after being destroyed during the 1990s war, it stands as a powerful symbol of unity. Next to the bridge, the old town stretches out with narrow cobblestone streets and the busy Kuyunjiluk Bazaar, filled with small shops selling copper crafts, jewelry, textiles, and handmade souvenirs. A short walk from the bazaar leads to the Koski Mehmed Pasha Mosque, built in the 17th century. Here, you can climb the narrow staircase inside its tall minaret and look out over the rooftops and the Neretva River. Close by, the Old Bridge Museum gives a deeper look into the story behind Mostar's most famous landmark. The museum displays photographs, original stones, and a video about its destruction and rebuilding. A short distance away, the Kriva Chupria, or Crooked Bridge, offers a smaller but equally beautiful site. Another place worth visiting is the Musli Begovica House, a well-preserved Ottoman home that now serves as both a museum and a heritage hotel. Inside, you can see original furniture, rugs, and decorations that show how wealthy families once lived. To understand the city's more recent past, the Museum of War and Genocide Victims 1992-1995 shares a powerful look at the events of the Bosnian War. The exhibits include personal belongings, letters, and photographs that tell the stories of those affected by the conflict. Svalbard, Norway. Svalbard is a remote Arctic archipelago belonging to Norway and is known for its traces of its mining past. Most of what you'll experience begins in Longyearbyen, the main settlement and northernmost town in the world. A good starting point is the Svalbard Museum. It gives you a clear understanding of how people lived and worked in this harsh environment through displays about whaling, trapping, and coal mining. Not far from the museum, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault stands quietly on the mountainside. Inside, millions of seeds from around the world are preserved in permafrost to protect global crop diversity. Back in town, the Svalbard Church promises a calm space where warmth and community come together. Known as the world's northernmost church, it's open day and night, giving you a place to rest or reflect. Nearby, the North Pole Expedition Museum brings Svalbard's connection to polar exploration to life. The exhibits tell the story of airship flights and daring missions that once launched from the island in attempts to reach the North Pole. A short distance away, guided tours through Mine 3 take you deep underground into one of the old coal mines. The experience helps you understand the hard work and conditions that built Longyearbyen. Beyond Longyearbyen, a trip to Barentsburg gives you a look at an active Russian mining town. The town's Soviet-era buildings, Russian signs, and statue of Lenin show the area's long connection to the coal industry. Farther along the coast, Pyramiden, one of the most well-preserved ghost towns in the world, offers a different kind of experience. Once a Soviet mining town, it was abandoned in 1998 and has remained frozen in time ever since. Even farther north lies Ny-Ålesund, a small settlement that now serves as a research base for scientists from around the globe. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires, officially known as the autonomous city of Buenos Aires, is the capital and largest city of Argentina. A good place to begin is Plaza de Mayo, the city's political and historical center. Around it stand several important landmarks, including the pink-colored Casa Rosada, the presidential palace, and the Buenos Aires Metropolitan Cathedral, where Pope Francis once served as archbishop. From the plaza, it's easy to reach the Obelisco de Buenos Aires, one of the city's most recognizable landmarks. It stands tall in the middle of Avenida 9 de Julio, one of the widest avenues in the world. Not far from here, the Teatro Colón captures another side of the city's character. Considered one of the finest opera houses in the world, it's known for its Italian marble, French stained glass, and impressive acoustics. A short walk brings you to El Ateneo Grand Splendid, one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world. This former theater has been carefully transformed while preserving its original balconies, ornate ceilings, and painted dome. To experience the city's color and energy, head to La Boca. This neighborhood is known for its artistic spirit. Caminito, its most famous street, is lined with houses painted in bright shades of blue, yellow, and red. If you're in Buenos Aires on a Sunday, the San Telmo Fair is worth exploring. Centered around Plaza Dorrego, this traditional open-air market is filled with antique dealers, local craftsmen, and street performers. Not far, the Recoleta Cemetery offers a completely different kind of experience. It's one of the most visited places in the city and feels like an open-air museum filled with detailed statues and elaborate tombs. Nearby, the Frolaris Generica stands as one of the most modern symbols of Buenos Aires. This large steel flower sculpture sits in a quiet park and is known for its mechanical petals that open each morning and close at sunset. Now, I know you're getting excited about all these amazing places to visit, but if you're eager to travel the world to explore new locations, cultures, foods, and much more, while taking a breather from your everyday life, you also know it can cost you quite a lot of money. With the Travel on a Dime ebook, you have the opportunity to make the most out of any place you visit without overspending on your travel budget. From finding the right flights and hotel deals to money-saving tips during your trip, it's the perfect guide to help you travel like a pro, ensuring you have a great experience while saving hundreds of dollars on travel. Get your copy at thediscoverydestination.com. That's thediscoverydestination.com. Use code DISCOVER5 to save $5 off your copy. Serengeti National Park. Serengeti National Park in northern Tanzania covers a massive area that seems to stretch endlessly across the horizon. The park itself is home to one of the largest and most diverse collections of wildlife in the world, making it one of Africa's greatest natural areas to explore. The southern and central plains are often the first areas you explore. These wide grasslands are filled with wildlife, especially active during the calving season between January and March. As you move toward the Seronera River Valley in central Serengeti, the scenery changes. The river flows year-round and becomes a gathering point for animals during the dry months. Here, you can often see leopards resting in the trees, cheetahs scanning the grass, and elephants moving between the woodlands. To the west, the Serengeti stretches toward the Grumeti River, where the Great Migration passes between May and July. This is one of nature's most intense moments, as thousands of wildebeest and zebras attempt to cross crocodile-filled waters. Continuing north, the Mara River in the upper Serengeti becomes the focus between August and October. The rushing water, the steep banks, and the crocodiles waiting below create a dramatic scene that defines the Serengeti experience. For a different view, you can take an early morning hot air balloon ride over the plains. As the balloon lifts, you see herds of animals moving below and the land stretching far into the distance. For a closer look at the land itself, guided nature walks are an excellent way to explore. Led by an armed ranger, these walks focus on the smaller details often missed during game drives. In the central part of the park, the Retina Hippo Pool offers another unique experience. Here, you can watch dozens of hippos gathered in one place, grunting, splashing, and moving through the water. Marrakesh, Morocco. Marrakesh, known as the Red City, is one of the most remarkable places in Morocco, with its reddish-pink walls made from clay giving the city its warm glow. The city is divided into two main areas: the Old Medina, a UNESCO World Heritage Site filled with narrow alleys and markets, and Gules, the modern district known for its wide streets, cafes, and shops. At the center of the Medina is Jema El Fna, the city's most famous square. During the day, it's filled with performers, snake charmers, and storytellers who attract crowds with their energy. Not far from Jema El Fna, the Medina's maze of souks offers a different kind of excitement. These markets are filled with small shops that have been passed down through families for generations. When you need a moment away from the noise, the Kutubia Mosque stands nearby as a peaceful landmark. Its tall minaret can be seen from almost anywhere in the city. A short distance away, Jardin Majorelle provides another peaceful escape, filled with tall palms, bright flowers, and calm pools of water. The deep blue buildings, known as Majorelle Blue, stand out against the green plants and golden paths. Back in the city, Bahia Palace showcases Marrakesh's royal design and craftsmanship. Inside, every courtyard and hallway features detailed tilework, carved ceilings, and painted wooden doors. Close to the palace, the Madrasa Ben Youssef is another important site that reflects the city's devotion to learning and art. This former Islamic school once held hundreds of students who studied religion and law. The main courtyard is covered with colorful tiles, carved cedar wood, and detailed stonework that show the finest examples of Moroccan architecture. Upstairs, the small rooms where students once lived are simple, showing how focused their lives were on study and prayer. A few steps away, the Saadian tombs reveal another part of Marrakesh's past. Hidden for centuries and rediscovered in 1917, these tombs hold members of the Saadian dynasty. The Chamber of the 12 Pillars is the most striking area, decorated with carved plaster, marble columns, and colorful tiles. Nearby, El Badi Palace tells a story of power and loss. Once known as one of the grandest palaces in Morocco, it was later dismantled, leaving behind impressive ruins. Hidden within the Medina, Les Jardins Secret offers another quiet refuge from the busy streets. Restored from the Saadian era, this garden complex includes two separate areas, a traditional Islamic garden and an exotic garden filled with plants from around the world. Luang Prabang, Laos. Luang Prabang, located in north-central Laos, is a peaceful town surrounded by green hills and rivers. As you walk through the old streets lined with French colonial buildings and golden temples, it still carries an atmosphere of calm and respect. A good place to start is Wat Siang Tong, also known as the Temple of the Golden City. This temple is one of the most important in Luang Prabang. Not far from the temple, the Royal Palace Museum gives you a look into the life of the Lao monarchy. Inside, the preserved royal quarters show how the last king and his family lived. From the palace, it's easy to spot Mount Fuji, rising above the center of town. This sacred hill provides one of the best views in Luang Prabang. At the summit, the golden stupa at Wat Chom Si stands tall. Before sunrise, Luang Prabang takes on a quieter rhythm during the almsgiving ceremony, known locally as Takbat. Every morning, lines of Buddhist monks walk barefoot along the streets to receive offerings from locals, a tradition that goes back to the 14th century. Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands, located in the Pacific Ocean and part of Ecuador, are made up of volcanic islands formed where three tectonic plates meet. Each island has its own environment, shaped by lava flows and the ocean that surrounds it. Santa Cruz Island is the central point of the Galapagos Islands. At the Charles Darwin Research Station, you can learn about the conservation work being done to protect the island's wildlife and see giant tortoises that have been raised and cared for over the years. Not far away, the highlands of Santa Cruz offer a change of scenery with green fields where tortoises move freely in their natural setting. Along the coast, Tortuga Bay is known for its long white sand beach and calm waters, where marine iguanas rest on the shore and sea turtles swim close by. From Santa Cruz, a short boat trip takes you to Isabela Island, the largest and one of the most geologically active islands. A hike up the trail to the rim of Sierra Negra volcano gives you a wide view of its enormous crater and the surrounding area shaped by past eruptions. Near the shore, Las Tintoreras Islet offers a walk across hardened lava paths where you can see white-tipped reef sharks resting in shallow pools. San Cristobal Island serves as the capital of the Galapagos province. On the island, the Galapagero de Cerro Colorado provides a protected space for the San Cristobal giant tortoises. Just offshore, Kicker Rock rises sharply from the sea, creating an ideal place for snorkeling or diving. Española Island is the southernmost and oldest island in the group. At Suarez Point, you can follow a walking trail to see waved albatrosses performing their mating dance between April and December. If you prefer a quiet setting, Gardner Bay has one of the longest beaches in the Galapagos, with its soft sand and calm water. Bartolomé Island offers one of the most famous views in the entire archipelago. A staircase leads to a viewpoint overlooking Pinnacle Rock, a tall volcanic cone surrounded by turquoise water. From above, you can see two crescent-shaped beaches and the black lava formations below. A visit to the North Seymour Island gives you the chance to see some of the most well-known birds of the Galapagos. The flat trail around the island is easy to walk and passes through nesting areas of blue-footed boobies and magnificent frigate birds. Fernandina Island, located on the western edge of the Galapagos, is the youngest and most untouched of them all. Its black lava surface shows signs of recent volcanic activity. Whitsunday Islands. The Whitsunday Islands, located off the central coast of Queensland, Australia, are a group of 74 islands surrounded by clear blue water and coral reefs. The area is known for its calm atmosphere, bright beaches, and easy access to the Great Barrier Reef. Whitsunday Island is the largest in the group and home to the Whitehaven Beach, one of the most recognized beaches in the world. The sand here is made of 98% pure silica, which gives it a bright white color. At the northern end of the beach, the Hill Inlet Lookout offers an impressive view of swirling blue and white patterns formed by the tides. A different kind of view can be found high above the ocean. Hart Reef, located in the outer Great Barrier Reef, is a small coral formation shaped like a heart. Hamilton Island offers a more lively experience as the largest inhabited island in the Whitsundays. One Tree Hill is one of the most popular spots, with wide views over the ocean and nearby islands. On the eastern side, you can spend time at Wildlife Hamilton Island, where kangaroos, wallabies, and koalas live in open habitats. If you prefer a quieter atmosphere, Daydream Island provides a calm retreat. The living reef runs through the center of the resort, forming a large outdoor lagoon filled with coral and marine life. Hook Island is more natural, known for its clear waters and coral reefs that lie close to shore. Maureen's Cove is a popular snorkeling and diving spot, where you can swim among colorful coral gardens and see sea turtles up close. Narra Inlet offers a calm anchorage surrounded by steep hills, and a short trail leads to an ancient Aboriginal site with rock paintings left by the Ngaro people, one of the oldest cultural landmarks in the region. Border Island, on the other hand, remains more undeveloped. Cataran Bay stands out for its calm water and thriving marine life, making it another favorite place for snorkeling and diving in the Whitsundays. Kotor Bay. Kotor Bay, also called Boka Kotorska, sits along the Adriatic coast in southwestern Montenegro. The bay stretches between tall mountains and calm blue waters, creating one of the most scenic areas in Europe. Kotor's Old Town is the most popular place to start, with its narrow streets twisting through a maze of old stone buildings and small squares. In the center, St. Tryphon's Cathedral stands out with its 2 towers and a simple but detailed interior with colorful frescoes. If you want a wider view of Kotor, the city walls lead up the steep hillside to St. John's Fortress. The climb is long but steady, and each turn gives you a clearer look at the bay and the red rooftops below. On your way back down, it's worth stopping at the Maritime Museum inside Gugurina Palace. The exhibits include ship models, maps, and records that show how the people of Kotor lived and worked with the sea. As you walk through the town, you'll notice its most famous residents, the cats. They sit in the sun, sleep near doorways, and wander through the squares as if they own the place. The locals have even opened a small cat museum filled with artwork and old memorabilia. A short drive away, Perast offers a quieter setting along the same bay. The town has one main street lined with 17th and 18th century palaces that belonged to sea captains and traders. Inside the Bujovic Palace, the Perast Museum shares stories about the town's maritime history and its connection to the sea. Not far from there, St. Nicholas's Church rises over the waterfront. You can climb its bell tower for one of the best views in Perast. 2 small islands just off the coast make Perast especially memorable. The most famous is Our Lady of the Rocks, a man-made island created over centuries by local sailors who sank old ships and dropped stones into the sea after every safe return from a voyage. Socha Valley. The Socha Valley in Slovenia is known for its clear emerald green river that winds through mountain villages and forested slopes. The valley stretches across several towns, Bovec, Kobarid, and Tolmin, each offering something different to experience. In Bovec, the Socha River becomes the center of excitement. The upper part of the river is popular for rafting and kayaking, with rapids that are both fun and challenging. If you want something even more exciting, try hydro-speeding, where you ride the current on a small riverboard. Not far from town, Boca Waterfall is worth seeing as Slovenia's largest and most powerful waterfall. As you continue, the Great Socha Gorge stands out as one of the most beautiful parts of the valley. The narrow limestone walls and clear blue water make it a peaceful spot to explore, so you can walk along the trail that follows the gorge. From there, the Kanin mountain range offers another experience. The cable car ride to the top gives you sweeping views of the valley. A short drive away, in the Trenta Valley, the source of the Socha River is worth the climb. When you reach the cave where the river begins, the sound of rushing water fills the space. Moving south, Kobarid brings history to the front. The Kobarid Museum focuses on the events of World War I and the battles fought along the Isonzo front. From here, you can follow the Kobarid Historical Trail, a walking route that connects natural landmarks and historical sites. Along the path, the Koziak Waterfall is a highlight. Inside, the waterfall drops into a round, green pool surrounded by smooth rock walls. Nearby, Napoleon's Bridge stretches across the Socha River. Once used by Napoleon's army, and later in both World Wars, it now serves as a viewing point where you can look down at the river's narrow gorge. A short walk uphill takes you to the Italian Charnel House, a memorial to the soldiers who died in World War I. Continuing south to Tolmin, the valley widens and the mood becomes calmer. The Tolmin Gorges are one of the area's main attractions, where a circular trail leads you along bridges and narrow paths where the turquoise water flows below. Along the way, you can see the Devil's Bridge, the Bear's Head Rock, and a small warm spring. High above the valley, the Javorca Memorial Church of the Holy Spirit stands as a wooden monument built during World War I. Soldiers constructed it by hand, and inside, the walls are decorated with the names of those who lost their lives. Madeira, Portugal. Madeira, known as the Pearl of the Atlantic, is a group of Portuguese islands that stays warm all year. The main island is filled with striking mountains and a calm ocean atmosphere that makes it easy to enjoy. One of the most scenic places on Madeira Island is the trail between Pico do Arriero and Pico Ruivo. You can drive up to Pico do Arriero and start a hike that climbs above the clouds, passing through ridges and rocky tunnels. When you reach Pico Ruivo, the highest point on the island, the quiet surroundings make it worth the effort. If you prefer a slower pace, the Levada walks offer a peaceful way to see the island's natural side. These narrow trails follow historic irrigation channels through valleys and forests. The Levada do Caldeirão Verde leads you through shaded paths to a tall waterfall that pours into a small pool. Meanwhile, the Levada do Risco and 25 Fontes trails take you past clear streams and smaller waterfalls hidden among thick vegetation. The Laurisilva Forest, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, adds a special atmosphere to the island. This ancient forest is filled with native trees and plants that have existed here for thousands of years. In areas like Fanal, a soft fog often moves through the trees, creating a quiet and almost dreamlike setting. The northwest part of the island offers a more relaxed experience at the Porto Moniz natural swimming pools. These pools were formed by volcanic rock and are filled naturally by ocean waves. As you travel along the north coast, the town of Santana stands out with its traditional homes. These small triangular houses with straw roofs and colorful doors show Madeira's rural design from earlier times. Heading east, Ponta de São Lourenço shows a completely different side of the island. The walking trail here moves across uneven paths with wide ocean views and unusual rock formations. In the capital city, Funchal, you can explore both nature and local life. Taking the Funchal Monte cable car gives you a clear view of the city and the surrounding area. Here, you can spend time at the Monte Palace Tropical Garden, a large park filled with plants from around the world. Near the gardens, the Monte Toboggan ride offers one of Madeira's most unique experiences. You sit in a wicker sled guided by two men dressed in white who steer it downhill using only their feet and ropes. Back in Funchal's old town, known as Zona Velha, the narrow streets are filled with art and color. Along Rua de Santa Maria, artists have turned old building doors into painted works through the Art of Open Doors project. Not far from there, the Mercado dos Lavradores, or Farmers Market, is filled with stalls selling tropical fruits, fresh flowers, and the island's well-known black scabbard fish. If you travel to the nearby Porto Santo Island, the experience feels calm and simple. Its main beach, Praia Dourada, stretches for miles with soft golden sand known for its natural minerals that are said to be good for the skin. Hanoi, Vietnam. Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, is a city filled with movement, history, and charm. The Old Quarter is the best place to start as the oldest and most lively part of Hanoi, known for its 36 streets, each once dedicated to a different craft. Walking through, you'll see narrow roads lined with old-style tube houses and small shops selling everything from silk to silver. When you get hungry, the street food stands are everywhere. You can try a hot bowl of pho, grilled bun cha with noodles and herbs, or a crispy banh mi sandwich. Close by, the ancient house on Mai Mai Street offers something more peaceful. The preserved wooden beams and open courtyard show how homes in Hanoi once looked. If you want a different kind of experience, the Thang Long Water Puppet Theater nearby showcases one of Vietnam's oldest art forms, where wooden puppets move gracefully across water to tell folk tales and legends. Not far from the Old Quarter, Hoan Kiem Lake brings a quiet break from the busy streets. The bright red hook bridge crosses the water, leading to Ngoc Son Temple on a small island. Inside the temple, you'll find shrines dedicated to important figures in Vietnamese history. From the shore, you can also see Turtle Tower standing on a tiny island in the middle of the lake. Heading west, the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum complex gives a look into the country's modern past. Here, the body of Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam's most respected leader, is preserved inside a large marble building. Behind the mausoleum, his stilt house shows how simply he lived, surrounded by trees and gardens. Nearby, the one-pillar pagoda stands on a single stone pillar above a pond, shaped like a lotus flower. A short drive away, the Temple of Literature offers a calm green space that highlights Vietnam's respect for learning. Built in 1070 and later turned into the country's first national university, it honors Confucius and generations of scholars. If you're interested in Hanoi's deeper history, the Imperial Citadel of Thang Long provides a close look at Vietnam's past. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was once the political center of the country for over 1,000 years. Not far from there, the Hoa Lo Prison Museum shares another important chapter of Vietnam's story. Originally built by the French to hold political prisoners, it later became known to American soldiers as the Hanoi Hilton. Inside, the remaining prison cells and exhibits show the harsh conditions of the past and the strength of the people who endured them. Phuket, Thailand. Phuket, the largest island in Thailand, is found in the southern part of the country. Surrounded by clear blue waters and soft sandy beaches, it's a place where you can enjoy both lively attractions and peaceful spots. Patong Beach is one of the best places to start, as one of the most popular areas on the island. During the day, the beach is perfect for swimming and walking along the shore. When evening comes, the atmosphere changes completely. Bangla Road, just behind the beach, closes to cars and fills with bright lights, music, and street performances. For a change of pace, Jungsilong Shopping Mall offers a comfortable break. The mall has international shops, restaurants, and even a movie theater, making it a good place to spend parts of the afternoon. In Patong, you can also experience parts of Thai culture that are exciting to watch. At Patong Boxing Stadium on Sai Nam Yen Road, the energy builds as fighters enter the ring for Muay Thai matches. Nearby, the Simon Cabaret Show brings a different kind of performance to the stage. With colorful costumes, lighting, and music, it's one of the most well-known evening shows on the whole island. Moving away from the coast, the Big Buddha stands high on Nackered Hill. The white marble statue is 147 feet tall and offers wide views across the island. Near the east coast, Phuket Old Town gives you a look at the island's past. The streets are lined with colorful Sino-Portuguese buildings that have been carefully preserved. Walking down Talang Road and Soi Romani, you can see pastel walls, tiled roofs, and wooden shutters that reflect the town's long history. The Phuket Dai Hua Museum is also nearby and shares stories about Chinese immigration and how it influenced local traditions. Wat Chalong, the largest and most respected temple on the island, is another important place to see. Inside, murals show the life of the Buddha, and lifelike statues of the temple's revered monks remind you of the history of faith in the region. Yosemite National Park. Yosemite National Park in California's Sierra Nevada mountains is one of the most well-known natural areas in the United States. Every part of the park offers something worth seeing. Yosemite Valley is the center of the park and where many people begin their visit. It's surrounded by tall granite walls, including El Capitan and Half Dome, which rise high above the valley floor. Here, the sound of rushing water fills the air as you see Yosemite Falls, one of the tallest in North America, along with Bridal Veil Fall and the small Horsetail Fall. You can also walk the short paved trail to Lower Yosemite Falls or take the Mist Trail to see Vernal and Nevada Falls up close. Before leaving the valley, stop at Tunnel View for one of the most famous sights in Yosemite. When you leave the valley, heading up to Glacier Point gives you a different perspective of the park. If you want a longer outing, try the 4-mile trail that connects Glacier Point to Yosemite Valley, or the Panorama Trail that passes several waterfalls along the way. Nearby, Sentinel Dome and Taft Point offer easier hikes with open views. South of the valley, the Mariposa Grove of giant sequoias gives you a quiet place to walk among some of the largest trees on Earth. These trees have stood for thousands of years and are among the oldest living things in the world. The grizzly giant, one of the most famous in the grove, is estimated to be about 3,000 years old. The Big Trees Loop Trail is an easy walk with a boardwalk that makes it accessible to everyone, while the Grizzly Giant Loop Trail takes you past several well-known trees. If you hike farther to Wawona Point, you'll find a peaceful overlook with a view of the mountains and forest below. To the east, Tulumna Meadows offers a more open and quiet experience at a higher elevation. The wide meadows are surrounded by granite domes and clear streams that make the area calm and relaxing. Here, you can walk along the Tulumna River or follow one of the trails that lead to Lambert Dome or Cathedral Lakes. Not far away, Tenaya Lake is a good place to cool off on a warm day or paddle across the clear water. Kruger National Park. Kruger National Park, located in northeastern South Africa, is one of the largest and most famous wildlife reserves in the world. Covering nearly 5 million acres, it is filled with open grasslands, rivers, and dense bush where animals roam freely. A good way to start exploring is with a game drive to let you see different sides of the park. Another popular activity is the guided bushwalk. Walking with an armed ranger gives you a closer look at the smaller parts of the environment. Throughout the park, several rest camps offer comfortable places to stay and explore nearby areas. Skukuza Rest Camp, the largest in Kruger, sits along the Sabia River. Inside the camp, the Stevenson Hamilton Memorial Library and Museum shares stories about the park's first warden and its history of conservation. The nearby Nuanetsi stream attracts many grazing animals, which makes the area a prime hunting ground for predators. The Swenny Bird Hide is also close by, offering another good place to watch birds. Lower Sabi Rest Camp has a peaceful atmosphere with beautiful views. The nearby Sunset Dam is one of the park's most popular viewing spots. Here, you can often see hippos in the water, crocodiles on the riverbank, and herds of elephants stopping to drink. Reunion Island. Reunion Island is a French territory in the western Indian Ocean, known for its volcanic peaks. The island was shaped by two great volcanoes that have formed steep cliffs, deep valleys, and unique natural amphitheaters that make the island unlike anywhere else. A good place to begin is Piton de la Fournaise, where the land looks almost otherworldly. To understand more about the island's volcanic activity, the Cité du Volcan Museum in Bourg-Mourant offers interactive displays that explain how the island was formed. From the volcano, the scenery changes as you reach the Cirques. Three large natural amphitheaters, Mafate is the most remote and can only be reached on foot or by helicopter. The view from Piton Maido, which overlooks Mafate, is one of the most striking on the island. Silao offers more activity as a mountain town surrounded by peaks. It's a great place for hiking, with trails that lead all the way up to the summit of Piton de Neige. Salazie is the most green and easily reached of the three cirques. The drive into Salazie passes by countless waterfalls that pour down the mountainsides. In the small village of Helbourg, colorful Creole homes line the streets, and the Maison Folio gives you a glimpse of what a traditional 19th century home looked like. Another highlight is Piton Maido, one of the best viewpoints on the island, offering a wide view across Mafate. When you head toward the coast, the scenery changes again. The west coast around Saint-Gilles-les-Bains and Saint-Lô is known for its calm beaches and protected lagoons. The coral reefs keep the waters clear and safe for swimming or snorkeling at beaches like L'Hermitage-les-Bains and La Saline-les-Bains. Tbilisi, Georgia. Tbilisi, the capital of Georgia, is a city shaped by history, character, and charm. Built along the Mikvati River and surrounded by gentle hills, it offers an easy rhythm where old traditions and modern life come together naturally. A good place to begin is Old Town, the oldest part of Tbilisi. The cobblestone streets twist between colorful homes, small shops, and quiet courtyards, where you can still find new things at every turn. In the Abano-Tubani district, the traditional sulfur baths are one of the city's best-known experiences. The domed buildings have stood for generations, and taking a soak in the warm mineral water, followed by a kisa scrub, is something many people enjoy. Not too far from the baths, the Lektakevi waterfall adds a calm break in the center of the city. Nearby, the Bridge of Peace connects Old Town to Reich Park. Made of glass and steel, the bridge is especially striking when it lights up at night. Close to this area, the leaning clock tower of the Rezo Gabriadze Marionette Theater is another highlight. Every hour, a small angel figure appears to ring a bell above the crowd. From there, Narikala Fortress rises above the rooftops, offering some of the best views in Tbilisi. Dating back to the 4th century, this ancient structure stands as a reminder of the city's long past. Nearby, you can visit St. Nicholas Church, known for its colorful interior frescoes. A short walk from the fortress leads to the Mother of Georgia statue, a tall silver figure holding a sword in one hand and a cup of wine in the other, representing both strength and hospitality. A short distance away, the Holy Trinity Cathedral, also called Sameba, stands as one of the largest Orthodox churches in the world. Inside, the marble floors and bright frescoes create a quiet, peaceful atmosphere. To see Tbilisi from a higher point, Mtatsminda Park on Mount Mtatsminda offers a relaxed outing. The funicular railway takes you to the top, where you can look out over the entire city. Almaty, Kazakhstan. Almaty, located in southeastern Kazakhstan, rests near the snow-covered Tian Shan Mountains at about 2,500 feet above sea level. Start your experience in Panfiloy Park, a calm green space surrounded by tall trees and monuments. Inside the park stands Zenkoi Cathedral, a colorful wooden church built in the early 1900s without a single nail. It remains one of the tallest wooden buildings in the world. Near the cathedral, the eternal flame burns in memory of Soviet soldiers from World War II, surrounded by large statues that give the area a respectful and quiet atmosphere. A short walk from the park leads you to the Green Bazaar, where the energy of the city comes alive. Here, you can try local foods like kazi, a traditional horse meat sausage. From there, head to Koktobe Hill to see Almaty from above. A cable car ride takes you over the city to a viewpoint with a well-known beetle statue. Not far away, Medeo High Mountain Ice Rink is the highest outdoor skating rink in the world. From Medeo, you can take another cable car to reach Shimbulak Mountain Resort. Also, you can stop at Republic Square to see the tall Independence Monument topped with the Golden Man, a symbol of Kazakhstan's freedom. You can also take a short ride on the Almaty Metro, where each station features unique art patterns inspired by the country's culture and history. Salar de Uyuni. Salar de Uyuni in southwestern Bolivia is one of the most remarkable natural places in the world. Stretching endlessly across the Altiplano, it's the largest salt flat on Earth, formed from prehistoric lakes that dried up thousands of years ago, leaving behind a thick, flat layer of salt that now covers the area. During the wet season, which runs from December to April, a thin layer of rainwater collects on the surface and turns the ground into a massive natural mirror. The reflection of the sky is so clear that the horizon seems to disappear, creating one of the most beautiful views on the planet. When the dry season arrives from May to November, the water evaporates, revealing a white crust patterned with hexagonal salt tiles. In the middle of the flats stands Incahuasi Island, also called Fish Island. It rises above the salt as a rocky hill covered with giant cacti that have stood for centuries. A short hike to the top gives you a full panoramic view of the white plain stretching out in every direction. A short drive across the salt brings you to the Old Salt Hotel, known as Playa Blanca. Though it no longer serves as a functioning hotel, it now operates as a small museum. Outside, flags from around the world are displayed, showing how far people have come to see this one-of-a-kind place. Edinburgh, Scotland. Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, is a city shaped by its timeless charm. The city is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, divided between the Old Town, filled with medieval buildings, and the New Town, known for its elegant Georgian design. Together, they make Edinburgh one of the most beautiful and interesting cities in Europe. At the top of the city, Edinburgh Castle stands high on Castle Rock, overlooking everything below. The fortress has guarded Scotland's capital for centuries and still carries the marks of its royal and military past. Inside, you can see the Honours of Scotland, the oldest crown jewels in the British Isles, and visit St. Margaret's Chapel, the city's oldest building. From the castle gates, the Royal Mile, a historic street, stretches down through the Old Town. Here, you can visit St. Giles Cathedral, known for its unique crown-shaped spire, or head underground to the real Mary King's Close, where old streets from centuries ago remain preserved beneath the surface. Along the mile, small museums, like the Museum of Childhood and the Museum of Edinburgh, share stories of local life. At the lower end of the Royal Mile stands the Palace of Holyrood House, the official residence of the British monarch in Scotland. Here, the state apartments display fine royal interiors. Just beyond the palace rises Arthur's Seat, an ancient volcano that offers one of the best viewpoints of the city. The climb takes about an hour and rewards you with sweeping views across Edinburgh and beyond. If you want a shorter route, the path along the Salisbury Crags also gives excellent scenery. Around the park, you can see the remains of St. Anthony's Chapel and enjoy calm spots like St. Margaret's Loch. Not far from Holyrood Park, The National Museum of Scotland offers a deep look into the country's story. Inside, there are exhibits on Scottish history, science, and world cultures like the Lewis chessman, beautifully carved from ivory, and Dolly the sheep, the first cloned mammal. Lake Bled. Lake Bled, located in northwestern Slovenia, is one of the country's most peaceful and recognizable destinations. Surrounded by the Julian Alps, the lake's clear blue water and small island create a calm and inviting atmosphere. Many people choose to take a traditional pletna boat, rowed by a local oarsman, to reach the island. As you approach, the Church of the Assumption becomes the main feature. Once you arrive, you'll climb 99 stone steps to reach the church. Bled Castle is one of the most striking sights in the area. Standing on a steep cliff, it's known as the oldest castle in Slovenia. Inside, the Castle Museum shares the story of Bled's past through simple exhibits. If you want to see Lake Bled from a higher point, you can hike to Ojstrica or Mala Osojnica. Ojstrica has a wooden bench where you can rest and take in the view, while Mala Osojnica sits slightly higher and provides a wider perspective of the surrounding area. For a bit of outdoor fun, Straja Hill, near the lake, offers activities that keep you active. In warmer months, you can ride a toboggan down a curved metal track or test your balance at Adventure Park Bled, which features rope bridges and zip lines among the trees. Athens, Greece. Athens, the capital of Greece, sits on the Attica Peninsula and is surrounded by mountains on three sides. The Acropolis stands as the city's most recognizable landmark. Rising above the city, it was once a fortified hill and a sacred site dedicated to the god Athena. Walking up the marble path, you reach the Parthenon, a massive temple that remains one of the finest examples of ancient Greek architecture. Nearby, the Erechtheion draws attention with its 6 caryatids. Here, you can pass through the Propylaea, the grand entrance to the Acropolis, and continue toward the small temple of Athena Nike, built to honor the goddess of victory. At the base of the Acropolis stands the Acropolis Museum, a modern building filled with ancient treasures. Here, you can see the original caryatids, preserved carefully to protect them from weather damage. Moving on, the ancient Agora offers a closer look at how Athenians once lived. This was the center of public life, where people met, traded, and shared ideas. Here, the Temple of Hephaestus still stands tall, its columns almost completely intact after thousands of years. Near it, the Stoa of Attalos stretches in a long colonnade that was rebuilt in the 1950s. Inside, the Museum of the Ancient Agora displays everyday items that give a clear sense of ancient life in the city. Not far from the Agora is the Plaka neighborhood, known as one of the oldest areas of Athens. In Anafiotika, a small section of Plaka, the houses are whitewashed with bright shutters, giving it the look of a Greek island village. Along the way, the monument of Lysicrates stands as a piece of ancient art built to honor a sponsor of theatrical performances. A short walk from Plaka takes you to Syntagma Square, the modern center of Athens. The Hellenic Parliament building overlooks the square, and in front of it is the tomb of the unknown soldier. Near Syntagma Square stands the Temple of Olympian Zeus, one of the grandest ancient ruins in Athens. Though only a few of its massive columns remain, their size and detail still show the scale of the temple that once stood there. Zanzibar, Tanzania. Zanzibar is a group of islands in the Indian Ocean off the coast of East Africa. The largest island is Unguja, often called Zanzibar Island. As you move across it, you see how history and local life come together in a way that feels steady and genuine. Stone Town, the main part of Zanzibar city, is a good place to start, filled with narrow alleys and buildings that reflect Swahili, Arab, Indian, and European designs. The old slave market is one of the most important landmarks here. The Christ Church Anglican Cathedral now stands above the original site, with its altar built over the old whipping post. Nearby, the old fort has stood since the 17th century. Inside its stone walls are small shops, an open-air stage, and space where local events take place. The Palace Museum, once the home of the Sultan, shows the history of Zanzibar's royal past. Close to it, the old dispensary stands out with its detailed wooden balconies and coral stone walls. You can also stop by the house where Freddie Mercury, the lead singer of Queen, spent part of his childhood. Outside the city, Jozani Forest offers a peaceful change of scenery. It's part of Jozani Chwaka Bay National Park, the only national park in Zanzibar. The forest is known for the red colobus monkey, a species that lives only here, where you can walk along a raised wooden path through the mangrove forest and see these monkeys jumping from tree to tree. A short boat ride from Stone Town takes you to Prison Island, also known as Canggu Island. The island was once used as a quarantine station, but is now home to giant Aldabra tortoises. Some are over 100 years old, and you can feed them leafy greens as they move slowly across the sand. The spice plantations across Zanzibar are another experience that connects you to the island. Local guides lead you through the farms, showing how cloves, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cardamom grow, so you can learn how they're used in food, medicine, and daily life. Zanzibar's coastline is full of beaches, each with its own atmosphere. In the north, Nungwi has calm waters and wide beaches that are perfect for swimming. Close by, Kendwa has a livelier feel, known for its evening gatherings by the sea. Meanwhile, on the east coast, Paye attracts kite surfers with its steady winds and long, shallow waters. If you want to explore the water more closely, Nemba Atoll is one of the best places to see marine life. It's a protected area off the northeast coast, known for its coral reefs and tropical fish. Azores, Portugal. The Azores, a group of 9 volcanic islands in the North Atlantic Ocean, form an autonomous region of Portugal known for their natural beauty and peaceful rhythm of life. São Miguel, the largest island, is often the first stop. Here, Lagoa de Sete Cidades is one of its most recognizable landmarks, made up of 2 lakes inside a massive volcanic crater, one blue and one green. The Vista do Rei viewpoint gives you a wide view of both lakes surrounded by rolling hills. Down below, the small village of Sete Cidades rests between the lakes, where you can enjoy the still water surrounded by quiet scenery. Also, the Goriana Tea Factory offers a different experience as the oldest and only working tea plantation in Europe. Here, you can walk through the green tea fields on the hillsides and see how the tea is harvested and processed in the factory. Not far from there, the village of Furnas offers a different kind of experience. The entire valley is alive with geothermal activity, with steam vents and bubbling mud pools around every corner. Poça da Dona Beija is one of the best places to relax, with several natural hot pools. Terra Nostra Garden, nearby, is one of the most beautiful spots on the island, filled with trees, flowers, and a large thermal pool rich in minerals. On Pico Island, nature takes a wilder shape. Mount Pico, Portugal's highest peak, rises above the island, offering great views of the neighboring islands. The island also has the Gruta das Torres, the longest lava tube in Europe, where guided tours lead you through volcanic passages shaped by ancient eruptions. Terceira Island brings another side of the Azores to explore. Algar do Carvalho, an ancient volcanic vent, allows you to walk inside a real volcano. A small clear pool lies at the bottom, and soft light filters through the opening above, creating a calm and quiet atmosphere. Salento Valley, Colombia. Salento is a small town in Colombia's coffee region, surrounded by green hills and peaceful scenery. Just outside the town, the Corcora Valley is the most popular attraction, known for its tall Guindio wax palms, which are Colombia's national tree and the tallest palm species in the world. As you walk through the valley, the green hills stretch into the distance, and the palms rise high above the trails. Along the trail, the Asaime Hummingbird Sanctuary offers a quiet stop where you can watch colorful hummingbirds flutter nearby. The town center gives you a closer look at daily life in Salento, lined with white colonial-style buildings decorated with bright wooden balconies and doors. Calle Real, the main street, is the best place to experience the friendly atmosphere of the town. At the end of the street, stairs lead up to Mirador Alto de la Cruz, where you can see Salento's red roofs and the mountains surrounding it. Outside the main streets, Salento's hills are covered with coffee farms known as fincas. Many families have been growing coffee here for generations. Places like Finca El Ocaso and Finca Don Elias welcomes you to learn how coffee is made from start to finish. You can also take part in a traditional Colombian game called Tejo. It's a lively sport where you throw a metal disc at a clay target filled with small gunpowder packets. Local places like Cancha de Tejo, Los Amigos often host friendly games where laughter and cheers fill the space. Lofoten Islands. The Lofoten Islands, located off the northern coast of Norway, are a group of islands surrounded by the Norwegian Sea. Known for their sharp mountain peaks and small fishing villages, this area offers a peaceful setting with plenty to see and do. Rhine is one of the most recognizable places in Lofoten, with small fishing cabins by the water, making it a popular starting point. Hiking Rheinebringen gives you a clear view over the village and the surrounding sea. As you continue toward Humne, the scenery stays just as impressive. This small fishing village is known for the red fisherman cabins at Eliassen Roburer, one of the most photographed spots in Lofoten. The village of E sits at the southern end of the main road through Lofoten, known for preserving the island's fishing traditions and history. The Norwegian Fishing Village Museum shows how life used to be for fishermen between the 1800s and 1900s. Farther north, Henningsvær adds a more active atmosphere to the islands. Spread across small islands connected by bridges, it's often called the Venice of Lofoten for its setting along the water. Here, you can stop by Gallery Lofoten, which displays paintings of local life. In Borg, on the island of Vestfold, the Lofoter Viking Museum shows another side of Lofoten. The reconstructed Viking longhouse lets you see how a Viking chief once lived in this area. A boat trip through Trollfjord is a memorable way to see more of Lofoten's natural beauty. The narrow fjord is surrounded by steep cliffs, making it a peaceful and scenic experience on the water. Raja Ampat, Indonesia. Raja Ampat is located in the northwest corner of Indonesia's West Papua province and is made up of 4 main islands. Known as the Four Kings, this archipelago is filled with coral reefs, clear lagoons, and small islands that make it one of the most beautiful regions in Indonesia. A good place to begin is Piai Nemo in the Fam Islands. Reaching the viewpoint takes a short climb of about 300 steps, but the view from the top is one of the most recognized sights in Raja Ampat. Not far away, the Wayag Islands offer a larger experience. The limestone formations here are taller and more spread out, creating a dramatic scene surrounded by blue water. Raja Ampat's underwater world is one of its greatest attractions. Near Kri Island, you can explore Cape Kri, a site known for having one of the highest counts of fish species in a single dive. Closer to Waigeo and Gam Islands, Manta Sandy and Manta Ridge are popular for seeing manta rays. The water here is shallow and calm, making it easy to watch them move gracefully through the ocean without disturbing them. Between Gam and Waigeo, the passage offers a completely different view of Raja Ampat. This narrow channel looks like a small river surrounded by steep cliffs covered in dense jungle. Beyond nature, Raja Ampat also gives you a glimpse of Papuan life. Arborek Village, located on Arborek Island, is one of the most welcoming places to experience local culture. The village has wooden stilt houses painted in bright colors, and the people are known for their kindness and hospitality. Nearby, Waigeo Island is home to Kali Biru, or the Blue River, a calm spot deep within the jungle. Its water is naturally bright blue, fed by a clear underground spring, making it one of the most peaceful, freshwater spots in the area. Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona, the capital of Catalonia in northeastern Spain, stretches from the Mediterranean coast to rolling hills, offering a calm yet energetic atmosphere with each area showing something different. The Basilica de la Sagrada Familia stands as Barcelona's most recognizable landmark. Designed by Antoni Gaudí, the unfinished basilica is filled with detail and meaning. Inside, tall stone columns rise like trees, while light shines through colorful stained glass windows, filling the space with soft tones of blue, green, and red. Outside, the Nativity and Passion facades tell contrasting stories of life and sacrifice. Not far from the basilica, Park Güell shows Gaudi's ideas in a more relaxed setting. This public park combines natural shapes and bright mosaics in a way that feels peaceful and playful. Near the entrance, the mosaic dragon fountain, known as El Drac, has become one of Barcelona's most photographed symbols. Moving toward the Old City, the Gothic Quarter offers narrow streets and quiet courtyards surrounded by stone buildings. Around Plaza Real, the open square is lined with arcades and palm trees. As you continue, the Pont del Bisbe Bridge connects two buildings over a small passageway, and not far away, the ancient Roman columns of the Temple of Augustus still stand in the hidden courtyard. A short walk from there, La Rambla runs through the center of the city. This long pedestrian street is always full of energy. In the middle, the Mercat de la Boqueria draws attention with its colorful displays of fruit, seafood, and cured meats. At the end of the street, the Columbus Monument points toward the water, a reminder of Barcelona's connection to exploration and trade. Further north, Passeig de Gracia shows a more elegant side of the city, with two of Gaudi's most famous works, Casa Batlló and Casa Milà, also called La Pedrera. Inside, every detail shows Gaudi's attention to form and function. If you go toward the harbor, Montjuic Hill provides open spaces and a higher view of Barcelona. You can ride the cable car to the top for a clear look at the coastline and city below. Montjuic Castle stands there, a reminder of the city's past. And nearby, the magic fountain of Montjuic puts on a show with water, color, and music. Vancouver, Canada. Vancouver, located on the western half of the Burrard Peninsula in British Columbia, is a coastal seaport city surrounded by the ocean. Stanley Park is one of the most recognized places in Vancouver. This large urban park borders downtown and stretches along the water. Here, you can walk the seawall, a paved path that circles the park and looks out toward the North Shore Mountains, Lions Gate Bridge, and English Bay. At Brockton Point, the indigenous totem poles display stories carved in wood, connecting you to the region's deep cultural roots. The Vancouver Aquarium, located within the park, features hundreds of marine animals. Not far from Stanley Park, Granville Island brings more of Vancouver's lively energy. The public market sits at the center, filled with stalls selling baked goods like Lee's Donuts, a local favorite. Moving toward downtown, Gastown shows a different side of Vancouver. It's the city's oldest neighborhood, known for its brick buildings and old-style street lamps. Water Street is the main area to walk through, lined with boutique shops, art galleries, and antique stores. The Gastown Steam Clock stands at the corner of Water and Canby Street, releasing steam and playing its whistle tune every 15 minutes. Close by, the Vancouver Lookout at Harbor Center offers a full view of the city. A glass elevator takes you to the top, where the observation deck gives you 360-degree views of the skyline. Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal in Agra, India, is one of the most admired landmarks in the world and a lasting symbol of love. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it stands as a masterpiece of Mughal architecture, known for its symmetry, detail, and calm surroundings. Your visit often begins at the Great Gate, or Darwaza-e-Rauza, made of red sandstone and covered in elegant calligraphy. Beyond the gate, the Charbagh Garden spreads across the complex. As you continue forward, the main mausoleum rises on a high marble base. The closer you get, the more the details become clear. The structure is perfectly symmetrical, with 4 identical sides and a large dome at the top. Inside, the central chamber holds the cenotaphs of Mumtaz Mahal and Shah Jahan, surrounded by a marble lattice screen. The space feels calm and carefully crafted, with patterns carved directly into the stone. Vienna, Austria. Vienna, the capital of Austria, sits in the northeastern part of the country. Walking through Vienna, you notice how easily its old charm connects with modern style, creating a steady rhythm that makes it simple to enjoy. Schönbrunn Palace is one of the city's most well-known landmarks. Once the summer home of the Habsburg family, it shows the scale and beauty of royal life through its grand halls and detailed Baroque design. Within the palace grounds, the Schönbrunn Zoo adds another reason to stop by. It's the oldest zoo in the world and still one of the best kept. Not far from there, the Hofburg Imperial Palace continues the story of Vienna's royal past. It served as the winter residence of the Habsburgs and now holds several museums and exhibits. Inside, you can see the Imperial Apartments and the CC Museum, which shares the life of Empress Elizabeth. Moving toward the center of the city, St. Stephen's Cathedral rises with its colorful tiled roof and tall Gothic spire. Inside, the large stone columns and stained glass windows create a quiet, steady atmosphere. A short walk away, the Belvedere Palace offers another example of Vienna's elegance. Inside the upper Belvedere, you can see famous Austrian artworks, while the lower Belvedere often has temporary exhibitions. Vienna's love for art continues at the Kunsthistorisches Museum on Maria Theresienplatz. The museum itself is as impressive as the artwork inside, with tall marble columns and decorated ceilings. Close by, the Austrian National Library adds to Vienna's sense of refinement. The State Hall is filled with old books, marble statues, and frescoed ceilings that make it one of the most beautiful libraries in the world. Kathmandu, Nepal. Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, rests in a valley surrounded by hills and filled with energy, history, and faith. One of the best places to begin exploring is Buddhanath Stupa, one of the largest spherical stupas in the world. Its massive white dome stands as a symbol of peace, and you can join monks, nuns, and locals as they walk around it in a clockwise direction while spinning prayer wheels. From there, head to Swayambhunath Temple, also known as the Monkey Temple. To reach the top, you'll climb a long stone staircase lined with prayer wheels and small shrines. Monkeys move freely around the area, adding liveliness to the scene. A short drive away, Pashupatinath Temple, the holiest Hindu temple in Nepal, stands on the banks of the Bagmati River. In the evening, the Arati ceremony takes place along the river, where priests wave lamps of fire in a moving act of devotion that lights up the entire area. Next, make your way to Kathmandu Durbar Square, once the royal center of the city. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site filled with temples and courtyards that showcase the city's architectural style. Not far from the square, Tamil shows a completely different side of the city. Here, you can find everything because the area is always active. For a peaceful escape, the Garden of Dreams, a restored neoclassical garden built in the early 20th century, is nearby. Inside, there are shaded paths and manicured lawns, making it a perfect stop. To experience daily life in a more local setting, walk through Asan Bazaar, one of Kathmandu's oldest and most active markets. The narrow streets are filled with stalls selling spices, vegetables, textiles, and household goods. Cartagena, Colombia. Cartagena sits on Colombia's northern coast, where the Caribbean Sea meets colorful streets and centuries of history. The walled city, also known as the Old Town or Centro Histórico, is the best place to start. Surrounded by thick stone walls built in the 17th and 18th centuries, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is full of energy and color. Here, you can enter through the Clock Gate, the main entrance to the city, and walk along cobblestone streets lined with colonial buildings and balconies covered in flowers. A short walk from there, Plaza de Bolívar offers a quiet place to rest. The tree-covered square has a statue of Simón Bolívar standing at its center and is surrounded by colonial-style buildings. Nearby, the Iglesia de San Pedro Claver adds another layer to the city's past. This church and monastery honors Saint Peter Claver, a Jesuit priest who dedicated his life to helping enslaved Africans brought through the port. Inside, the peaceful cloisters and museum display items from his life and the city's colonial period. Getsemaní stands out as Cartagena's creative neighborhood. Once part of the city's working class area, it's become a place filled with murals and street art that reflect local life and culture. Beyond the city center, Castillo San Felipe de Barajas shows the strength of Cartagena's history. Built by the Spanish on San Lázaro Hill, it is the largest fortress in South America. Walking through its stone tunnels and high walls gives you a clear sense of its design and purpose. Also, walk through Boca Grande, Cartagena's modern district. It sits right along the coast, lined with high-rise buildings and ocean views. Fez, Morocco. Fez, located in northern Morocco, is one of the country's 4 imperial cities and is often called its spiritual and cultural capital. It is divided into 3 main sections, but the oldest part, Fez El Bali, is where the heart of the city truly lives. With more than 9,000 narrow alleys, it's one of the largest car-free zones in the world. A short walk through the Medina brings you to the Shuara Tannery, one of the city's most famous sites. It's been operating since the 11th century and is known for its large, round dye pits filled with bright colors. Nearby, the Bu Inania Madrasa stands out as a masterpiece of Moroccan architecture. Built in the 14th century, this former theological school is one of the few religious buildings in Morocco that non-Muslims can enter. A few streets away, the Al-Atarin Madrasa offers another look at Fez's artistic detail. The walls are decorated with colorful tiles and carvings that show the craftsmanship of the time. Walking deeper into the Medina, the Al-Qarawiyyin Mosque and University stands as one of Fez's most important landmarks. Founded in 857 CE, it's recognized as the world's oldest continuously operating university. Another nearby highlight, the Nejarin Museum of Wooden Arts and Crafts. Inside, the museum displays traditional Moroccan woodwork, including carved doors, tools, and furniture. Moving toward the edge of the Medina, Babu Jelud, or the Blue Gate, marks one of the main entrances to Fez al-Bali. For a wider view of the city, the Marinid tombs are located on a hill overlooking Fez. The ruins themselves are simple, but the view of the surrounding area is remarkable. In Fez el-Jadid, the royal palace stands as one of Morocco's most impressive structures. While it's not open to the public, the golden doors and bronze gates can be admired from the outside. Dubai. Dubai is located on the eastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula. Every area shows a different side of the city, making it one of the most interesting places to experience in the Middle East. A good place to begin is the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. At its base, the Dubai Fountain performs daily shows of light, water, and music. Right next to the fountain stands the Dubai Mall, which is more than just a shopping center. Inside the mall, the Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo gives you a close look at marine life, making it one of the largest suspended aquariums in the world. From there, Palm Jumeirah offers a complete change of setting. The palm-shaped island, built on the water, is known for its high-end hotels and beaches. Nearby, the Burj Al Arab Jumeirah stands out with its sail-shaped structure, often called one of the most luxurious hotels in the world. Heading toward the city's modern side, the Museum of the Future stands as a clear example of Dubai's creativity. Inside, the exhibits explore technology, science, and the possibilities of tomorrow. To understand Dubai's beginnings, Dubai Creek takes you back in time. The calm waterway once served as the center of trade, connecting the early city with the wider world. Taking an Abra, a small wooden water taxi, across the creek is one of the most authentic things to do here. When the weather cools, Dubai Miracle Garden becomes one of the most colorful places to see. Spread across acres of land, it features millions of flowers arranged into creative designs, such as castles, hearts, and airplanes. A short distance away, the Dubai Frame connects the city's past and present in a single view. Just outside the city, the Arabian Desert offers a different kind of experience. A desert safari lets you try dune bashing in a four-wheel drive or glide down sand dunes on a board. Amalfi Coast. The Amalfi Coast in southern Italy stretches along the Sorrentine Peninsula, known for its cliffs and colorful villages. This coastline includes 13 small towns, each with its own character and charm. Positano is often the most recognized town along the coast. The village rises sharply from the sea, with pastel-colored houses stacked closely together. Down by Spiaggia Grande, the main beach, you can enjoy the relaxed but lively atmosphere. If you want a calmer spa, Fornillo Beach is just a short walk away and offers more privacy. The Church of Santa Maria Assunta stands near the beach with its dome covered in colorful tiles. Inside, the quiet design and soft light make it a peaceful place. Amalfi sits further along the coast and serves as the historical center of the region. Once a strong maritime republic, it still carries traces of that past. Here, the Duomo di Sant'Andrea stands at the top of a wide staircase. Inside, the Cloister of Paradise provides a shaded courtyard surrounded by slender columns, while the Crypt of St. Andrew honors the town's patron saint. Nearby, the Museo della Carta shows how Amalfi became known for its handmade paper, called bambagina. The sound of the old paper mills and the smell of fresh paper give the museum a unique charm. Close to the harbor, the Arsenale della Repubblica highlights Amalfi's shipbuilding history, with large stone arches that once served as a working shipyard. As you move higher up the cliffs, Ravello offers a quieter experience. This small town is known for its gardens and calm atmosphere. At Villa Ruffolo, the gardens are filled with flowers and terraces that overlook the coastline below. A short distance away, Villa Cimbrone features the Terrace of Infinity, a long marble-lined balcony that gives you one of the best views on the entire coast. Not far away, the Fiordo di Furore feels almost hidden from the road. In Conca dei Marini, the Emerald Grotto offers a short boat ride into a sea cave that glows with bright green light. Sunlight enters through an underwater opening, creating a reflection that lights up the entire cave. Farther east, Vietri sul Mare stands out for its colorful ceramic art. The streets and buildings are decorated with painted tiles that show the town's long tradition of craftsmanship. Budapest, Hungary. Budapest, the capital of Hungary, is divided into two sides, Buda and Pest. Buda lies on the hilly western bank, filled with quiet streets and historic sites, while Pest stretches across the flat eastern side, home to lively neighborhoods and landmarks. Buda is known for its hills and historic charm. Here, the Buda Castle District is one of the best places to start, with its cobblestone streets leading you to the Royal Palace, where the Hungarian National Gallery and the Budapest History Museum share stories of the country's past. Near the palace, Fisherman's Bastion stands with its white towers and terraces. Next to the bastion, Matthias Church stands out with its tall Gothic spire and colorful roof tiles. Inside, the decorated walls and soft lighting make it a calm space to pause. Not far away, Geller Hill rises above the city, giving one of the best views in Budapest. The walk to the top leads you to the Cittadella and the Liberty Statue, where the entire city stretches out below. At the bottom of the hill, the Geller Thermal Bath is a popular spot to relax in the warm mineral waters that flow naturally from the ground. Across the river, Pest feels more active and full of movement. The Hungarian Parliament building stands on the riverbank with its tall spires and detailed design. A short walk away, St. Stephen's Basilica rises above the city center. Inside, the Holy Right Hand of St. Stephen is kept as a sacred relic. As you continue through Pest, Dohany Street Synagogue, the largest synagogue in Europe, stands as another important landmark. The Tree of Life sculpture in the courtyard is made of silver leaves, each engraved with names in remembrance. Not far from here, the Shoes on the Danube Bank Memorial sits quietly by the water. The rows of iron shoes are a reminder of the Jewish lives lost during World War II. Moving toward the center of Pest, the Central Market Hall offers a look at local life. The upper floor has small eateries where you can try local dishes. From the market, Andrassy Avenue stretches out as one of Budapest's most beautiful streets. City Park is one of the main gathering places in Budapest, home to the Széchenyi Thermal Bath. The warm outdoor pools stay open all year, offering a relaxed setting to unwind. Sydney, Australia. Sydney is one of the most recognized cities in Australia. Established in 1788 as a British penal colony, it became the first European settlement in Australia, making it easy to explore at your own pace. The Sydney Opera House stands as the city's most famous landmark, with its white sails shining over the harbor. Inside, it hosts opera, ballet, concerts, and theater performances throughout the year. Across the harbor, the Sydney Harbour Bridge connects the city's central area with the North Shore. If you want a more memorable experience, the bridge climb gives you the chance to reach the top and see the entire city from above. From there, heading toward Bondi Beach gives you a change of pace. Bondi is one of Australia's most well-known beaches. With golden sand, the Bondi Icebergs Pool at the southern end is another highlight, where you can swim in a saltwater pool beside the ocean. If you prefer a quiet outdoor setting, the Royal Botanic Garden offers a calm escape with thousands of plant species arranged in themed sections. Prague, Czech Republic. Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, is known for its beautiful streets, bridges, and buildings that reflect centuries of history. The city feels calm yet full of life, with each area offering something unique to see. A good place to begin is Prague Castle, which overlooks the city as one of the largest ancient castle complexes in the world. Inside the grounds, St. Vitu Cathedral stands out with its tall Gothic spires and colorful stained glass windows. Inside the cathedral, the St. Wenceslas Chapel is decorated in gold and rich colors. Nearby, the old royal palace adds another layer of history. The Vladislav Hall inside is known for its wide Gothic arches and was once used for grand ceremonies and jousting events. From there, Golden Lane offers a change of pace. This narrow street lined with small, colorful houses feels like stepping back in time. House number 22, one of the most visited, once housed writer Franz Kafka for a short period. A short walk away, St. George's Basilica provides a quieter setting. It's the oldest church within the castle complex and known for its Romanesque style and red facade. After exploring the castle, heading down toward the river brings you to Charles Bridge. Built in the 14th century, this stone bridge connects the Old Town with the Lesser Town. Crossing into the Old Town leads to Old Town Square, one of Prague's most recognizable places. Surrounded by colorful Gothic and Baroque buildings, it has been a central meeting point for centuries. The astronomical clock on the Old Town Hall is one of the main attractions here. Every hour, small moving figures appear during a short show that has continued for hundreds of years. At the far end of the square, the Church of Our Lady Before Teen stands tall, with its twin spires reaching into the sky. Inside, the quiet setting is filled with detailed carvings and artwork. Oman. Oman lies along the southeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula. In Muscat, the capital, you'll see the Sultan Ouabous Grand Mosque, standing tall with its white marble walls and graceful minaret. Not far from the mosque, the Mutra Souk gives you a completely different experience. The narrow passageways are filled with the scent of frankincense and bukhor. Leaving the city behind, you can head toward Wadi Shab. The area begins with a short boat ride across a calm river before you start hiking through a gorge lined with rocky cliffs. As you follow the path, you'll reach natural pools of clear, cool water that are perfect for swimming. Further inland, Jebel Shams offers a view that shows the scale of Oman's natural beauty. Known as the Grand Canyon of Arabia, this mountain's steep cliffs and deep valleys stretch far across the horizon. Not far away, the Bima Sinkhole is another natural wonder worth seeing. Here, the limestone crater opens to reveal a deep pool with blue and turquoise water. If you travel farther into the desert, Wahiba Sands stretches endlessly with rolling dunes of gold and red. The city of Nizwa gives you a closer look at the country's past. The large round fort dominates the town, and next to it is the Nizwa Souk, filled with pottery, antiques, and traditional crafts that reflect Oman's long tradition of trade. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro rests along Brazil's Atlantic coast, with every area offering something different to experience, so you see the endless ways to enjoy the city's rhythm and scenery. A good place to begin is at Christ the Redeemer. the large statue that stands at the top of Corcovado Mountain. Here, you could take the Tren do Corcovado train, which passes through thick forest before reaching the summit. From there, the view stretches across Rio and the surrounding area. From one viewpoint to another, Sugarloaf Mountain offers another way to see the city. Located at the entrance of Guanabara Bay, it can be reached by 2 cable cars that move above the coastline. After exploring the hills, the beach is where Rio's energy comes alive. Copacabana Beach stretches in a long curve, lined with white sand and hotels. At the southern end, Fort Copacabana offers a look at the city's past. Not far from there, Ipanema Beach continues the rhythm of Rio's coastline. At the east end, Arpoador Peninsula gives one of the most popular sunset views in the city. For a quieter experience, Tijuca National Park is one of the world's largest urban rainforests, filled with trails and waterfalls. Close by, the Botanical Garden offers another peaceful retreat, with tall imperial palm trees lining the paths and large ponds filled with water lilies. Here, the Orchid House and Japanese Garden add even more calm to the setting. Havana, Cuba. Havana, the capital of Cuba, sits along the island's northern coast. The city is divided into 3 main areas: Old Havana, Vedado, and Miramar, adding something unique to the city's character. Old Havana, or Habana Vieja, is the most historic area, with cobblestone streets, colorful buildings, and open plazas that make it one of the most interesting places to explore. Close to Old Havana, the Malecón stretches along the coast for miles. This long seawall and road is one of the most recognizable places in the city. Moving farther inland, Plaza de la Revolución stands as one of the largest public squares in the world, known for its historical importance, where many important speeches were made. Not far away, El Capitolio is one of Havana's most impressive landmarks. Once the home of the government, it's been restored and now houses the National Assembly. Back in Old Havana, Plaza de la Catedral stands out with its quiet charm. The Havana Cathedral, with its uneven towers and detailed facade, is the main feature of the square. The Museo de la Revolución adds a deeper look at Cuba's modern history. Inside, the exhibits tell the story of the 1959 revolution through photos, artifacts, and documents. Fábrica de Arte Cubano offers a completely different experience. Once an old oil factory, it has been transformed into a modern art and cultural center. Inside, you'll find live music, art exhibits, films, and performances all under one roof. Petra, Jordan. Petra, located in southern Jordan, is a city carved from rose-red sandstone cliffs that has stood for centuries. Known as the Rose City, it once served as the capital of the Nabatean Kingdom and remains one of the most striking archaeological sites in the world. Your visit begins at the Sikh, a narrow passage that serves as the main entrance to Petra. The path twists and turns before opening suddenly to reveal the treasury, also known as Al-Khazneh, standing tall with an impressive facade carved directly into the stone. You can also take the Al-Qubta Trail for a higher viewpoint that gives you a clear, wide look over the surrounding cliffs. Moving deeper into Petra, the royal tombs rise high along the side of Jabal al-Qubta. These grand structures were carved into the rock as resting places for Nabatean rulers, with each one having unique patterns and colors formed naturally in the stone. As you continue, the colonnaded street appears, marking what was once Petra's main commercial road. Walking along the original paving stones gives you a sense of what daily life might have been like in the city. For a more challenging path, the trail to the high place of sacrifice takes you up steep carved steps to one of Petra's oldest sacred sites. Farther up into the hills lies Ardir, known as the monastery, standing alone in a wide clearing. Its grand doorway and solid columns show the same style of craftsmanship seen throughout Petra. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Dubrovnik, known as the Pearl of the Adriatic, sits on the southern edge of Croatia's Dalmatian coast. Surrounded by the clear blue sea and steeped in history, it's a city where every stone seems to tell a story. The best place to start is the city walls, the symbol of Dubrovnik's strength and beauty. Walking along the full circuit takes you past towers, gates, and lookout points that reveal sweeping views of the surrounding area. Climbing to the top of Mincheta Tower rewards you with the highest and most iconic lookout point in the city. Once you've circled the walls, head down to Stradum, the main street that runs through the Old Town. Paved with smooth limestone and polished by centuries of footsteps, this street is always full of life. At one end stands Onofrio's Fountain, a masterpiece of old engineering that once supplied the city with fresh water. At the other, you'll find the Bell Tower and Orlando's Column, symbols of Dubrovnik's independence and pride. Just outside the city walls, Lovrijenac Fortress rises from a rocky cliff above the sea. Built on a high rock to protect Dubrovnik from invaders, it now serves as one of the city's most impressive viewpoints. Back within the Old Town, the Rector's Palace offers a glimpse into Dubrovnik's past as an independent republic. Once the seat of government, it now houses the Cultural History Museum with elegant arches and courtyards that make it one of the city's most beautiful buildings. A few steps away, the Franciscan Church and Monastery brings a quiet sense of calm. The highlight here is the Old Pharmacy, one of the oldest still operating in Europe since 1317, where you can see shelves lined with ancient medicine bottles and tools once used by monks to make herbal remedies. To see Dubrovnik from above, take the cable car up Mount Surt. At the top, you'll find panoramic views stretching across the surrounding area. There's also a museum dedicated to the Homeland War, which helps you understand more about Dubrovnik's more recent history. Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town, located on the southwestern tip of South Africa, is a city surrounded by mountains and ocean views. The center of the city, often called the City Bowl, sits in a basin framed by Table Mountain, Lion's Head, Signal Hill, and Devil's Peak. Table Mountain National Park is the city's most famous landmark. Here, you can take the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway, a rotating cable car that gives you wide views of the surrounding area as you rise toward the summit. At the top, the flat plateau is covered with short walking trails leading to viewpoints, such as McClear's Beacon. If you want a challenge, hiking up through Platteklip Gorge gives you a steady climb with rewarding views at every turn. Heading south along the coast, you reach Cape Point. The cliffs here are steep and dramatic, shaped by constant waves and wind. Nearby, the Cape of Good Hope marks the southwesternmost point of Africa, a place that feels remote and open. Back in the city, V&A Waterfront shows a more lively side of Cape Town. Inside a converted Grand Silo stands the Zeitz Museum of Contemporary Art Africa, home to one of the largest collections of modern African art in the world. Just a short walk away, the Two Oceans Aquarium gives you a look at sea life from both the Atlantic and Indian Oceans. After exploring the island, a calmer change of scenery awaits at Kirstenbosch National Botanical Garden, known for its collection of South African plants. The Boomslang Canopy Walkway, a curved bridge made of steel and wood, winds through the treetops and gives wide views of the mountains and gardens below. A short drive away, Bal Kop adds character to the city, known for its bright houses and cobblestone streets that reflect the heritage of the Cape Malay community. Near Simonstown, Boulders Beach is a quieter coastal stop known for its African penguin colony. Wooden walkways allow you to see the penguins as they waddle across the sand or swim in the clear water. To understand more of Cape Town's story, the District 6 Museum gives insight into one of its most painful chapters. The museum honors the memory of over 60,000 people who were forced to leave their homes during apartheid. Seoul, South Korea. Seoul, the capital of South Korea, is a city where the past and present connect seamlessly. The mix of old and new makes every part of the city feel alive with something to experience. Gyeongbokgung Palace is one of the most important historical sites in Seoul. Built in 1395, it served as the main royal palace of the Joseon dynasty. The wide courtyards and wooden gates show the elegance of the era, and inside, Gyeonggaru Pavilion stands above a calm lotus pond that once hosted royal banquets. Not far from the palace, Myeongdong shows the energetic side of modern Seoul. This area is filled with shops, bright signs, and the smell of street food in the air. Food stalls line the main streets selling items like spicy tteokbokki, soft mandu, and sweet hotteok. Between shopping and trying snacks, the Nanta show adds a fun break. This wordless performance combines comedy and rhythm in an entertaining way. A short walk away, Myeongdong Cathedral provides a quiet and peaceful contrast to the busy streets outside. Close to this area, Bukchon Hanok Village offers a glimpse of traditional Korean life. The village is filled with Hanok houses dating back to the Joseon period. The calm streets are still home to local residents, giving the area an authentic feel. A short trip from the village takes you to En Seoul Tower on Namsan Mountain. The cable car ride to the top gives a scenic view of the city below. Nearby, Cheongdeok-gung Palace provide a quiet experience surrounded by nature. Here, the buildings follow the shape of the hills and the gardens that have stood for centuries. Hoi An, Vietnam. Hoi An sits along Vietnam's central coast with narrow streets and yellow-painted buildings. Known for its riverside charm and local traditions, Hoi An is one of the most enjoyable places to walk through in Vietnam. Hoi An Ancient Town is the main area you'll want to explore. As you walk through its streets, you'll see wooden homes with tiled roofs, silk lanterns hanging over the doors. A short walk leads to the Japanese covered bridge, one of Hoi An's most recognized landmarks. Built in the 17th century, the bridge is made of wood with a curved roof. Not far from there, the Pukkin Assembly Hall shows another side of the town's history. It was built by Chinese traders from Fujian province in the 1600s and stands out with its red gates, dragon statues, and colorful decorations. You can also visit the old house of Tan Ki, one of the most well-preserved merchant homes in the ancient town. Built in the 18th century, you'll see wooden beams, antique furniture, and family altars that have been cared for over generations. Outside the main town, the Bay Mao Coconut Forest, also known as Cam Tan Village, offers a different experience. The area is surrounded by coconut trees and is best explored by basket boats, which are small, round boats that take you through narrow waterways. A short ride away, Anbang Beach gives you a chance to relax by the coast. The soft sand and clear water make it one of the best beaches near Hoi An. If you want to see more of the countryside, take a bicycle ride to Tra Kyu Vegetable Village. The path leads past rice paddies and open fields until you reach small family-run farms. Here, you can take part in traditional planting and watering, or watch the farmers use old methods that have been passed down for generations. Hoi An's Central Market gives you a view of everyday activity, filled with fresh smells from fruits, herbs, and seafood. It's a good place to try local dishes like Khao Lao noodles or Ban Shio pancakes, all made fresh right in front of you. Lisbon, Portugal. Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, is a city built on 7 hills along the Tagus River. Start in the Belém district, where many of Lisbon's most famous landmarks are found. The Jerónimos Monastery stands as one of Portugal's most impressive architectural achievements, with its detailed carvings and tall arches. Inside, you can see the tombs of Vasco da Gama and Luís de Camões, 2 important figures in Portuguese history. Not far from the monastery, the Belém Tower rises beside the river. Once a defensive fort, it now serves as a reminder of Lisbon's age of discovery. Moving from Belém toward the city center, the Alfama and Castelo districts show a more traditional side of Lisbon. São Jorge Castle sits high above the city, offering wide views of the red rooftops and the river below. In the Baixa district, you'll find wide squares and clean streets, with Commerce Square being the centerpiece here. A short walk from the arch, the Carmo Convent ruins show a more reflective side of Lisbon's past. Left roofless after the Great Earthquake, the Gothic arches now stand open to the sky. The National Tile Museum is also worth a visit, displaying hand-painted tiles from the 15th century to today. For one of the best views in Lisbon, go to Miradouro da Senhora do Monte. It's one of the highest points in the city and offers an open view of the surrounding area. For something more modern, LX Factory offers a different experience. This former industrial complex has been turned into a creative space where you can walk through its open courtyards and see murals painted on old walls. Namib Desert. The Namib Desert stretches along the coast of Namibia, known as the oldest desert on Earth, shaped by wind and dry air for millions of years. Your journey often begins in Namib-Naukluft National Park, home to Sossusvlei and Deadvlei. Sossusvlei is a wide white clay pan surrounded by tall red dunes that glow in the sunlight. Deadvlei sits nearby, known for its blackened camel thorn trees that have stood for centuries against a bright red and blue backdrop. For a simple hike, Dune 45 is a good place to start. It's one of the most accessible dunes in the park and gives you a wide view of the desert from above. If you prefer something more challenging, Big Daddy stands taller and offers a longer climb with an incredible view of Deadvlei below. When you return to the ground, Sesrium Canyon nearby is worth exploring with its narrow passage carved by the Salchob River. As you move north, the scenery changes again along the Skeleton Coast. This area is known for thick fog, cold winds, and the remains of ships that ran aground long ago. On land, you can see large groups of Cape fur seals resting near the shore. Holmenskop shows another side of the desert's history. This abandoned mining town once thrived during the diamond boom, but was later taken over by sand. The old houses, built in the German style, now stand partly filled with sand that is blown in through broken doors and windows. Heading inland again, the ground becomes rocky as you reach the Spitzkopf Mountains. These rounded granite peaks rise from the desert floor and shine with golden light during sunrise and sunset. Queenstown, New Zealand. Queenstown, known in Maori as Tahuna, sits in the southwest of New Zealand's South Island and is often called the adventure capital of the world. Surrounded by mountains and Lake Wakatipu, the town offers both excitement and calm in one place. A good way to start exploring is by taking the Skyline gondola up to Bob's Peak. The steep ride gives you wide views of Queenstown and the surrounding area. If you want to go higher, the Ben Lomond track begins here and leads to a summit that overlooks the surrounding peaks and valleys. Back in town, Lake Wakatipu is the center of many popular activities. Here, you can take a scenic cruise on the TSS Earnslaw, a historic steamship. The Shotover River brings a different type of excitement. The Shotover Jet takes you on a fast ride through narrow canyons with sharp turns and splashes that make it one of the most popular experiences in the area. Not far away, the Kawarau Bridge holds its own place in Queenstown's story as the site of the world's first commercial bungee jump, so you can either take the jump yourself or watch others dive from the bridge as they swing above the river. A short drive from town brings you to Moke Lake, a horseshoe-shaped lake surrounded by open hills. Walking the Moke Lake Loop Track is peaceful and easy, while the short climb to the secret Moke Lake viewpoint gives a wider view worth the effort. Closer to town, the Queenstown Gardens offers a quiet space on a small peninsula. If you want an even quieter setting, Sunshine Bay is a small local beach where you can relax by the water. Another spot worth exploring is Bob's Cove, where a short forest walk leads to a clear bay with calm water. Also, the onsen hot pools provide one of Queenstown's most relaxing experiences, overlooking the Shotover River Canyon. Iceland. Iceland is a country shaped by volcanoes, glaciers, and powerful natural forces that make it unlike anywhere else. Only a small part of the land is covered in plants, while most of it is made up of lava fields. Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland, is a small but lively city, known as the world's northernmost capital of a sovereign state. Hallgrímskirkja Church stands tall above the city, and going up to its tower gives you a wide view of Reykjavik. A short drive from Reykjavik brings you to the Blue Lagoon on the Reykjanes Peninsula. This geothermal spot is one of Iceland's most famous spots, with bright blue water surrounded by black lava rock. From here, the Golden Circle route is one of the easiest ways to see some of Iceland's best-known attractions. The first stop is Þingvellir National Park, a place where two tectonic plates slowly pull apart, forming visible cracks in the ground. Next is the Geyser geothermal area, where the Strókur geyser shoots boiling water high into the air every few minutes. The ground here is warm and steaming, showing how active the earth beneath is. The last stop is Golfos Waterfall, one of the country's most powerful falls. Water from the Hivita River crashes down 2 tiers into a deep canyon, creating a mist that often forms a faint rainbow on sunny days. As you move along Iceland's south coast, the scenery becomes even more striking. Reynisfjara Beach is one of the most dramatic places in the country, with black volcanic sand, tall basalt columns, and sea stacks rising from the water. Farther east, the road leads to Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon, where huge chunks of ice float in calm blue water. Here, you can take a boat tour that moves through the lagoon, getting close to the ice. Across the road is Diamond Beach, where small pieces of ice wash ashore and sparkle on the black sand under the sunlight. Along this same stretch of road, 2 waterfalls stand out as must-see stops. Seljalandsfoss allows you to walk behind its curtain of water, giving you a full circle view from all angles. A short drive away, Skogafoss roars down in a single wide drop where you can climb the staircase next to it for a clear view of the coast and the river that flows above the falls. Away from the popular routes, there are quieter places like Stulagill Canyon that has become known for its symmetrical basalt columns and deep turquoise river. A short walk brings you to Gylfaboy Waterfall, which is partly hidden inside a narrow canyon. Here you can walk through a shallow stream and step into the small moss-covered chamber where the waterfall drops into a pool. In the north, Kolagjöfjord Canyon offers wide views of the surrounding area. The Vjöldasala River flows through it, creating a series of waterfalls known as Kolufossar. During the summer, Vervalir Nature Reserve in the highlands gives you a view of Iceland's geothermal power in its purest form, with bubbling hot springs, fumarolas, and open lava fields. On the Snæfellsnes Peninsula on the west, Rúfagötuá Gorge cuts through the cliffs of Botnafjall Mountain. From the outside, it looks like a narrow crack in the rock, but walking in reveals a tall, narrow passage with a stream running through it. Not far from there, Grabrók Crater is another easy stop along the main road. It's one of 3 craters in the area, formed by an eruption thousands of years ago. A wooden staircase leads to the top, where you can look down into the crater and across the surrounding lava field. Cappadocia, Turkey. Cappadocia is a region in central Anatolia of Turkey, shaped by ancient volcanoes. The soft rock formed millions of years ago and has been carved into unusual towers known as fairy chimneys, creating a view that feels both historic and natural. Across the valleys, you can see carved homes, churches, and tunnels that show how people adapted to this unique land over centuries. One of the most memorable things to experience here is a hot air balloon flight at sunrise. As the sun rises, hundreds of balloons lift off together, filling the sky with color. From above, the valleys stretch out in every direction, dotted with cone-shaped rocks and winding trails. After the flight, the Göreme Open Air Museum gives you a closer look at the region's history. This UNESCO World Heritage Site holds dozens of ancient churches and chapels carved directly into the stone. Inside, frescoes from the 10th to 12th centuries remain bright and clear. A short distance away, Uchisar Castle rises high above the valleys. It's the tallest point in Cappadocia, and an easy climb that rewards you with one of the best views in the region. Beneath the surface, Cappadocia hides another world. The underground cities of Kaymakli and Derinkuyu were once used as shelters by thousands of people. The tunnels are narrow and cool, leading through stables, kitchens, and storage rooms carved into the rock. Another beautiful area to walk through is Rose Valley and Red Valley. The trails connect across ridges that change color as the day goes on. In the late afternoon, the rocks glow in shades of red, orange, and pink. If you want a quieter area, Songali Valley is a peaceful option with a few scattered churches built into the stone. The Blackhead Church and the Snake Church are among the highlights. Another interesting place to explore is the Zelve Open Air Museum. This old cave village once housed families who lived among the rock formations until the mid-1900s. Today, the homes and tunnels remain open, giving you a sense of what life looked like before erosion made the area unsafe. New York City. New York City, located in southeastern New York State, is one of the most recognizable places in the world. Manhattan is the center of it all, home to many of the city's most famous attractions. Here, Central Park provides a calm space where you can take a walk along the mall lined with American elm trees or spend a quiet moment at Bethesda Terrace and Fountain. A short distance away, the Metropolitan Museum of Art holds one of the world's largest art collections. Inside, the Egyptian and European sections draw attention. A few blocks south, Times Square shines brightest after dark. The large digital screens and constant movement make it one of the liveliest areas in the city. From there, it's a short walk to the Broadway Theater District, where you can watch a live show. For a view that captures the city from above, the top of the Rock Observation Deck at Rockefeller Center gives you a full look at the skyline. The Empire State Building itself gives another perspective of the city's height and layout. In Lower Manhattan, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum honors the lives lost in the events of September 11, 2001. The twin reflecting pools are surrounded by the names of those who passed, creating a quiet and respectful atmosphere. Nearby, you could take a ferry to the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island. Seeing the Statue of Liberty up close and walking through the Ellis Island National Museum of Immigration gives you an understanding of how millions of people began their lives in America. Moving west, the High Line offers a unique outdoor walk above the streets. Built on a former railway track, this elevated park is filled with plants and art displays. From there, it's easy to continue toward the Brooklyn Bridge, one of the most well-known structures in the city. Brooklyn has its own rhythm, known for its creativity and community spirit. Here, the New York Transit Museum, built inside a former subway station, gives a close look at the city's transportation history. Vintage subway cars and buses are displayed inside, and you can walk through them to see how transit has changed over time. Queens, the largest borough by area, is known for its diversity. It's also home to Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, one of the city's biggest open spaces. The Bronx adds another layer to the city's story, known as the birthplace of hip-hop and home to Yankee Stadium, where baseball fans gather year-round. The Bronx Zoo is another highlight, with large animal exhibits and walking paths that make it a great escape from the city's pace. Across the harbor, Staten Island offers a slower side of New York. Here, the Staten Island Greenbelt provides hiking trails, while Todt Hill gives you one of the highest natural viewpoints in the city. Beyond the main attractions, New York has hidden places like the Met Cloisters, focused on medieval art and architecture. Another place worth visiting is Governor's Island. The island is car-free, making it easy to bike or walk around, so you can relax in open green spaces. Inside Grand Central Terminal, the Whispering Gallery is a small but interesting spot, known for its unique acoustics. If you stand in one corner and speak softly, someone standing diagonally across can hear you clearly, even with the station's noise around you. In Chinatown, Doyer Street stands out for its shape and story. Once known for crime in the early 1900s, it's now lined with colorful murals and authentic Chinese restaurants. For a short but memorable ride, the Roosevelt Island Tramway connects Manhattan and Queens. The trams move quietly over the East River, offering wide views of the city that feel special from above. To understand how many New Yorkers once lived, the Tenement Museum gives a personal look into the lives of immigrant families from the 19th and 20th centuries. Guided tours take you through preserved apartments, showing what life was like as people built their futures in a growing city. Santorini, Greece. Santorini, officially called Thera, is the southernmost island in Greece's Cyclades group. Shaped like a crescent around the large water-filled caldera created by a volcanic eruption long ago, the island is known for its white houses, blue dome churches, and cliffs overlooking the Aegean Sea. Oia is one of the most famous spots on the island, with its narrow lanes winding through whitewashed buildings and blue domes. From Firo's old port, you can take a short boat trip to reach the volcanic islands of Nea Kameni and Palia Kameni. On Nea Kameni, a walking trail leads you across black lava rock and up to a steaming crater, showing how the volcano is still active. Near Palia Kameni, the hot springs provide a chance to swim in warm, mineral-rich water with a deep orange hue from the iron content. Another highlight is the trail connecting Fira to Oia. The path follows the caldera's rim, passing through Fido Stefani and Emerovigli, where you can stop to see small chapels and cliffside viewpoints. Down by the coast, the beaches of Perissa and Perivolos show a different side of Santorini. The sand is black from volcanic activity, giving this shoreline a unique look. Heading south brings you to the archaeological site of Akrotiri, often called the Minoan Pompeii. The ancient city was covered by volcanic ash thousands of years ago, preserving homes, tools, and artwork from a once thriving community. Nearby, the Akrotiri Lighthouse marks the southwestern edge of Santorini, offering open views of the sea. Pyrgos Village offers another perspective on island life, sitting on a hill surrounded by narrow alleys and traditional homes. As you walk upward toward the Venetian castle, the island spreads out below you in every direction. Megalochori is another village worth exploring, with its streets lined with Cycladic and neoclassical houses, stone walls, and tall bell towers that rise above the rooftops. Banff National Park. Banff National Park in Alberta is Canada's first national park, established in 1885. Covering over 2,500 square miles of mountain peaks, turquoise lakes, and pine forests, it's a place that feels both peaceful and full of life. Lake Louise is one of the most well-known parts of the park, with its bright turquoise water surrounded by tall mountains. Here, you can paddle a canoe across the calm surface, or walk the easy lakeshore trail for steady views of the water. Not far from there, Moran Lake gives a view that's just as striking. A short drive away, the Banff Gondola on Sulphur Mountain takes you high above the valley. At the summit, you can explore the Interpretive Center or walk the boardwalk leading to the historic Cosmic Ray Station. Next, Johnston Canyon provides an entirely different kind of experience. The trail follows catwalks built along the canyon walls, bringing you close to rushing waterfalls and smooth rock formations. Continuing along the Icefields Parkway, Peyto Lake offers one of Banff's most recognizable views. The short walk to the viewpoint reveals a lake shaped like a fox or wolf head, glowing a bright blue in summer when the glacial water is at its peak color. After exploring the nearby trails, Banff Upper Hot Springs is an ideal place to relax with its warm, mineral-rich waters. Beyond the popular sites, Banff also has quieter areas like the Ink Pots, a group of small mineral pools that bubble naturally from the ground. Back in town, the Cascade of Time Garden offers a relaxing change of pace. Neatly arranged flowers, stone walls, and small ponds line the paths, creating a calm space. Also, Tunnel Mountain Lookout gives one of the best views of Banff overlooking the surrounding area. Venice, Italy. Venice, Italy is a city built on water, where canals take the place of streets and boats glide past buildings that seem to rise from the sea. The Grand Canal curves through the city like a main road lined with palaces, cafes, and colorful facades that show centuries of history. A good place to start is Piazza San Marco, the most famous square in Venice. The square is filled with music from Café Florian, one of Europe's oldest coffee houses. Nearby stands St. Mark's Basilica, known for its golden domes and thousands of mosaic tiles covering the walls and ceilings. Next to the basilica is the Campanile di San Marco, the tall bell tower that defines Venice's skyline. Here, you can take an elevator to the top for a panoramic view of the city. Across the water, San Giorgio Maggiore Island stands with its own church and bell tower. A short vaporetto ride takes you there, and from its top, you get one of the best views of Venice. The Doge's Palace is another key landmark, known for its pink and white marble design and detailed Gothic arches. Inside, large halls are decorated with paintings by various artists. One of the most well-known parts of the tour is crossing the Bridge of Sighs, which once connected the palace to the old prisons. Not far from here, the Rialto Bridge spans the Grand Canal. It is the oldest and most famous bridge in the city, known for its elegant stone arch. Taking a gondola ride is one of the most relaxing ways to see Venice. As the gondolier rows through calm waters, you pass under small bridges and alongside homes with open windows and hanging plants. Beyond the main sites, Venice has many hidden places like Libreria Acqua Alta, a bookstore filled with stacks of books kept in bathtubs, barrels, and even an old gondola to protect them from flooding. Another area worth visiting is Campo Santa Margherita, a large square that is lively throughout the day. Scala Contarini del Bovolo is another hidden gem with a spiral staircase that wraps around the outside of the building. For a look at traditional craftsmanship, you can walk to Squero di San Trovaso, one of the few remaining workshops where gondolas are built and repaired. Watching the work shows how these boats are still made using time-tested methods. Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, located high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, is one of the most remarkable archaeological sites in the world. Built in the 15th century as an estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, it was later abandoned until its rediscovery in 1911. It now stands as a symbol of Inca engineering, precision, and devotion to nature. A good place to begin exploring is the Guardian's House, which gives you the famous panoramic view of the entire citadel. Moving deeper into the site, the Intihuatana stone stands as one of Machu Picchu's most important features. believed to have been used by the Incas as a solar clock or calendar. Close by, the Temple of the Sun shows some of the most detailed masonry in the entire site. Built in a curved shape with polished stone walls, the structure highlights the Incas' respect for the natural world. Continuing through the citadel, the Temple of the Three Windows sits on the sacred plaza. It has 3 large trapezoid openings that face the mountains. As you move downhill, the agricultural terraces show another example of the Incas' skill. These terraces, carved into the steep mountainside, were used to grow crops, manage water flow, and prevent soil erosion. A short trail from the main ruins leads to the Inca Bridge, one of Machu Picchu's hidden features. The bridge was part of a narrow path carved into a cliffside, with a gap that could be crossed using wooden logs. Nearby, the Temple of the Condor is another fascinating part of the site. The Incas used natural rock formations and shaped surrounding stones to form the image of a condor, a bird that symbolized the upper world in their beliefs. For an easier hike, Huchuy Picchu provides a shorter route with rewarding views. From the top, you can see the entire citadel from a new angle, with its terraces, temples, and stairways spread below. Paris, France. Paris, known as the City of Light, is located in the north-central part of France. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most recognized symbols of the city. It rises above everything around it, offering wide views of Paris from every level. At night, the tower glows with thousands of lights, shining for 5 minutes every hour. Across the Seine, the Trocadero Gardens offer one of the best places to take photos of the tower. Not far from the tower, the Louvre Museum shows another side of Paris. It's the largest art museum in the world and filled with thousands of works from across time. While the Mona Lisa and Venus de Milo draw most of the attention, the museum's smaller rooms and collections offer even more to explore. A short walk from the Louvre brings you to the Arc de Triomphe. This grand monument honors those who fought for France and stands as a symbol of national pride. The eternal flame at its base burns in memory of fallen soldiers. Across the river, the Musée d'Orsay stands inside a former train station. Built in the 19th century, you'll find famous paintings by various artists. Moving toward Ile de la Cité, the small island in the middle of the Seine, you'll see the Notre Dame Cathedral. Its tall towers, stone carvings, and pointed arches make it one of the most important examples of Gothic design. Just outside, a small marker called Point Zero marks the official center of France. Close by, Sainte-Chapelle stands as another highlight of the island. The chapel's tall stained glass windows cover nearly every wall, filling the space with colored light when the sun shines through. When the day starts to fade, taking a cruise on the Seine is one of the best ways to see the city from a new angle. As the boat moves under bridges and past monuments, you can watch the lights of Paris reflect on the water. Away from the main sites, Paris also has quiet places that show a more local side of the city. The covered passages, like Galerie Vivienne and Passage des Panoramas, are glass-roofed arcades from the 19th century, lined with small shops and bookstores. If you want to see a neighborhood that feels more like a small town, the Bout d'Alcaille area in the 13th arrondissement is a good place to go. The streets are narrow and peaceful, filled with murals and small homes. For a relaxing walk, the Promenade Plantée, also called the Coulée Verte René Dumont, stretches for about 3 miles across the 12th arrondissement. In the 5th arrondissement, the Harnais de l'Utessé connects you to the city's ancient past. This Roman amphitheater dates back nearly 2,000 years and remains one of the oldest visible ruins in Paris. Kyoto, Japan. Kyoto, located in Japan's Kansai region, is often called the cultural capital of the country. It's filled with temples and shrines, as well as gardens that have stood for centuries. Start your visit at Fushimi Inari Taisha, one of Kyoto's most recognized landmarks. The path here leads through thousands of red torii gates that stretch up Mount Inari. Not far away, Kiyomizu-dera Temple stands on wooden platforms built into the hillside. From the top, you can see a wide view of Kyoto. Below the temple is the Ottawa Waterfall, where drinking from its clear streams is said to bring good health, long life, and success. Another highlight is Kinkakuji, also known as the Golden Pavilion. The The temple's upper floors are covered in gold leaf, and its reflection on the calm pond creates a scene that feels perfectly balanced. To experience more of Kyoto's natural side, visit the Arashiyama Bamboo Grove. Tall stalks of bamboo rise above you, and the sound of the wind moving through them makes the walk peaceful. Just nearby is Tenryuji Temple, a major Zen temple known for its traditional garden, where ponds and plants are arranged in harmony with the surrounding hills. The Gion district gives you a look at Kyoto's traditional charm, with narrow streets lined with wooden houses and small tea houses. Around dusk, you might see a geiko or maiko walking quickly to an engagement, dressed in elegant kimono. Closer to the city center, Nijo-jinya stands as a preserved inn, once used by visiting lords. Back in Arashiyama, Gyoji Temple is a small and quiet spot surrounded by soft green moss. The temple's simplicity and natural setting makes it a relaxing place to rest. Also, take a walk along Shirakawa Minamidori in Gion. The narrow street follows a canal lined with willow trees and old wooden houses, creating a calm and pleasant atmosphere. If you're looking for any tips to enhance your own personal travel and help you manage your travel budget more effectively, click the link in the description. And remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow.